Ma. I'm with my friends.
Hi, Mrs.
Hi, Mrs.
Krupowitz.
Krubopowitz.
What are you doing down there that's so important?
Well, you see, let's to put it simply, Ma. It's time for Talkin' Nerdy, the nerdy talk show where I ask my guests to talk nerdy to me.
Oh, my.
You are listening to Talking Nerdy, that nerdy talk show where I ask my lovely guests to talk nerdy to me. But in a family-friendly way. Welcome, everyone. It is your host, Alex Frost, whatever you want to call me. Names have gotten confused at this point. It's too late now. We can't go back. I'm joined by Stephanie.
Hello.
And by a face we haven't seen in quite a while, Kwawe.
It's been a bit.
It has been a bit. So, you guys want to talk about nerd stuff?
Absolutely.
Because the title of this episode is, nerd stuff?
We couldn't think of anything.
Yeah, basically. We couldn't think of a title. And Stephanie's like, nerd stuff? And I was like, fine, I'm putting that as the title.
No,
And
I
then
just said, and then you added nerd stuff.
Yeah, basically, it's Thursday night. It's Talking Nerdy. We're going to talk about nerdy things.
I like how these episode titles are always chosen before the actual episode.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
You have to put okay, so for the YouTube live stream, you have to put something down.
Do you?
Yeah, you have to. You can't just put, nothing. How are they going to find your video?
Oh, no, that's fair. That's fair.
So, whatever. So,
You
I
could,
always
put,
come up with
you
something.
could put a text face.
What?
The Fabulous Cat text face.
So they have problems. So I found out that emojis cause issues.
Oh, really?
How so?
Titles. For whatever reason, certain programs cannot deal with it and just go, no, this video doesn't exist. And I'm like, no, I'm watching the video right now. No, it doesn't exist. I'm like, okay, fine. Video doesn't exist. What if I take out the emoji in the name? Oh, well, then it totally exists.
It's like the difference between someone going out in their Cat Sunday best and someone going out with a ghillie suit.
Pretty much.
It doesn't matter if they're in the middle of Broadway, they're in a ghillie suit. You don't see that. You don't register that as there.
Yeah, pretty much.
A what?
Yep.
A ghillie suit.
It's what snipers wear when they want to be hidden in the wild.
Yeah, it's like a suit that's with a bunch of grass.
It's fake.
I feel like
it's fake. It's like green spaghetti. It's like you put on green spaghetti and that kind of hides you.
Everywhere.
It's
If
very
you're watching-
funny.
New record, less than 5 minutes in, and we're talking about food.
Did I say gray or green spaghetti?
Green.
It's green. All right, cool. So wanted to make sure I wasn't confusing anyone.
It always comes back to food.
Typically,
Always comes back to food.
it's easy and delicious.
It is so delicious.
So, Alex, do you have a topic in mind? Because if you don't,
I do.
okay.
I am super excited for a couple reasons, but mostly they announced a new pop figure. Actually, they announced a bunch of new pop figures, but there's one I'm particularly excited about. They are releasing a Bulbasaur pop figure, and it's the most adorable thing on the planet, and I must have it.
Does it look like Bulbasaur?
It does, in fact,
I would
look
hope.
quite like Bulbasaur.
I would hope it would look like Bulbasaur.
Yep.
I don't know. I feel like they would screw it up by having some kind of weird standing on two legs Bulbasaur doing that weird
Nope.
pose that they do with a big head.
Just come look. Just walk around 4 feet less and look at the screen.
I've seen it. He texted it to me. He was so excited.
he took 2 seconds yeah, whatever.
Well,
He was so-
We're
He
on
was
the
so
radio. They
excited.
can't see what we're seeing.
Put a picture here.
We shouldn't dwell on
I will probably end up putting a picture here because this is early enough in the episode where I'll see it.
Bulbasaur.
yeah,
Bulbasaur.
but to that, what about all of our viewers who are listening now, be it on the radio or?
Oh, then they can use the Google, which is
The
an amazing
Google.
invention, and search for Bulbasaur pop figure.
Man, we're asking too much of our viewers. I feel.
You know what? You're right. I'm sorry, viewers. If you want to look up Bulbasaur pop, use the Google.
No, look up.
The Google.
Look it up. It's alright.
It's cool.
It's not some weird guy. It's not some weird anthropomorphic Bulbasaur making a weird arms
No,
up pose.
it's just
like
a
I
cute
was
looking
expecting.
Bulbasaur. It's adorable.
It looks like it.
Yeah.
What else has you excited, Alex? Because you said you had a couple things that made you excited.
So Stephanie and I went to my favorite store ever, Bull Moose, last week,
Oh yeah.
and we opened up some Pokemon cards from the new set, which is called Team Up.
Yes.
Which there are
I don't
features-
know. I don't know much about Pokemon cards, so I opened them with Alex.
Yeah, she opens them with me so that she can know.
We
if she gotta
each
get
bought
them.
10.
Yeah, we each bought 10 packs. I opened nothing. Absolutely nothing. Buckets.
There was no cards in there?
No, nothing good.
They were cute.
They were cute, of course. The art is amazing on Pokemon cards, but nothing that I was looking to get. I already had an idea of what was in the set. Stephanie opens her first pack and gets the card A. That's the most expensive card in the set.
Okay.
B is the card I was looking for the most.
Okay.
And C was super shiny and pretty.
Well, did you sell it? The question is then, did you sell it to him for double the price?
No, I just gave it to him.
Oh, come on!
And then she just gives it to me because Stephanie's a sweetheart.
I know this isn't talking marketing, but come on, you missed out on a really good deal there.
I
But
double
now he
triple
owes
checked.
me
Owes you what?
anything.
He doesn't owe you anything. He doesn't owe you diddly squat. You gave it to him.
Let's just say your mozzarella sticks debt is repaid.
Yay!
I bought her like 1 million mozzarella sticks.
Not even.
Okay, like 100 or 2.
And why would you shove? I think we need a talking marketing here. I think we need a talking business because
Well, he
y'all.
told me
Change title.
Y'all are-
Talking market.
He
Y'all are
told me how
bad.
much
Y'all bad
he
at
told
this.
me how much it was worth, but I wasn't like gonna use it. Like he will use it.
Well, that all the more reason you should have sold it for double market price. Steal this man's wallet from him. Oh my goodness.
It's cool. I'm broke.
I feel like I'm the only man with
He is
half his
broke.
moral sense around here.
I don't know. I think it's totally fun to give your friends things.
I don't.
I mean,
I think you need to compensation, recompense, whatever you call it, money. That's my favorite.
sure.
So, all right. So we have the pop figure under wraps.
Yep.
Bulbasaur coming
But
out.
the other
cute.
things I want to get from the set.
Yeah.
There are 3.
Well, hold up.
4.
Can we talk about what card specifically was the one that you got?
So
because
you
I'm
know,
curious.
It's called Erica's Hospitality, and it is the full art variant, and it is Erica, the grass gym leader from the first generation. Just,
Insert picture here.
I may insert picture there, and it's a gorgeous.
So
card.
unfair to our radio viewers.
They
You
can
know-
watch the YouTube video.
They can also. It's incentive, Kwawe, to watch the video footage after the fact.
Bonus content.
Also, again, the Google.
The
is your
Google.
best friend for looking these things up.
All right, keep going. Erica, gym leader, grass, first gen.
First gen.
First gen. Let's keep. So what does it do? Is it strong? Is it particularly good, or did you just want it so you
Basically,
could have your
the
waifu?
card- you cannot play this card unless you have 4 or less cards in hand.
Okay.
When you play this card, you draw 1 card for each of your opponent's Pokemon in play, up to
Okay.
6 cards. Drawing up to 6 cards at any point in the game, is huge
Mm-hmm.
because I don't have that many cards in my hand. Boom, I drew 6 cards. If
Okay.
they have a full bench, which most people do. If they don't, then it's disadvantageous. But also, it's a beautiful card. So not only does it appeal to collectors, it also appeals to people playing the game.
So is a full bench something you can expect most players
Yes.
to have?
Yep, you have your active Pokemon, which is 1, and then you have 5 benched Pokemon.
Okay.
Most people fill them up because it is good to. If you do not have any Pokemon on your bench and your active gets knocked out, you lose,
Yeah.
regardless of how many prize cards you have remaining.
Okay.
So it is really important for y'all to have a full bench for a lot of decks.
Y'all.
Y'all.
All
yeah.
y'all Pokemon competitive
All
players.
y'all Pokemon.
Let's
So
see it.
I learned something interesting, and it's not surprising, but really cool. Pokemon trading card game has an almost identical, almost exactly 50-50 split between men and women who play, which is crazy. When you look at Magic the Gathering, it's like 95-5 or less, probably. I don't know.
I tried playing Magic, but I
Yu-Gi-Oh's
don't
a
know.
little better. I think it's like 85-15. I'm not entirely sure about
I
those.
like Yu-Gi-Oh.
I just know that it is a 50-50 split for Pokemon players, which means that they are an inclusive card game, which I always enjoy.
I think there's just something there for everyone because everyone likes Pokemon.
Yeah.
Like, face facts.
If you grew up with it, you love it. If you didn't grow up with it, you love it. If you're a parent, you just deal with it.
Yeah, I think it may be because I was about to say like, oh well, there's gender appeal for both sides because the Pokemon. There's no way I can actually back that up with any claims, and it sounds like a really ridiculous claim to make. I think more along the lines of, I'm pretty sure that the Pokemon card game would probably just have more appeal to a much broader demographic. Because anyone who'd ever loved Pokemon in their childhood, which is anyone in their childhood who knew of Nintendo,
Yeah.
they knew of Pokemon. They had Pokemon. Some people.
Everybody played. They had the cards when they were growing up in school.
Oh,
Like,
absolutely.
It was huge.
No, it was massive.
Until they banned Pokemon cards from school because people were getting into literal fistfights over them. But never
That
mind.
didn't happen at my school.
I had a Pokemon card cartel in my school. I was the leader for like a year. Yeah,
There was a guy.
It was crazy.
I went to a really small school, so it didn't really matter much. But there was a guy who would sell Yu-Gi-Oh cards.
Were they fakes?
No, it's just trash cards that I would give him.
Okay.
So you would supply and he would sell?
I was about to say you were the supplier of this.
Well, I didn't know he
operation.
was gonna sell them. He was just like, "Can I have your extra cards?" And I was like, "Okay."
Oh, you were unwitting. Oh, that's the worst.
Oh man, I would have been like, where's my cut? And he'd be like, what?
I
He'd be like,
doubt he made a lot of money off of it, though.
I mean,
There were 4 people at the school that played because it was a very small school.
I mean, he could
That's
have.
still pretty impressive.
He
if it
could
was
have
a
made
small
like
school.
$1.25 total, and
I would have been like, where's my half?
No,
Here's the thing.
At that
four,
age,
four
like that's
people
that's
at the
metal.
school played,
That's a
but
pack
3 of
gum.
them already had decks.
Yeah.
Oh.
So,
So it was kind of him, and that was it.
yeah.
No, that's fair. That's fair. I don't. Maybe he just didn't cast his net wide enough. Maybe he just didn't know
Maybe
how to.
he should have tried to appeal to people who didn't play to try to get them to play.
There you go. He was like, "Hey, I got this really good deck for you," and oh, there it is. He goes around with all these really crap cards, making subpar decks, and goes around and says, "Hey, I got these really nice decks for you to try out, Yu-Gi-Oh." And everyone thinks they're good because what do they have to compare it to?
Just the
Other
other bad
crap decks that he's been supplying. He controls it like the market. Talking business.
Talking marketing here on Talking Nerdy.
Here's the thing. When I was little, I was low-key kind of a con person because I once traded. I had I forget which one it was. It was either Mesprit, Uxie, or Azelf Pokemon card.
Yep.
And I traded it for my cousin's entire Pokemon card collection.
Whoa.
That's a lot of cards.
Well,
because
because he didn't have a legendary.
Okay.
So I was just like, oh, I've got this legendary. He's like, I'll give you all these cards for that card. And I was like, okay.
There is actually.
So I got a whole tin of cards.
I believe there is actually one of those cards, the Uxie SL for Mesprit, which is worth a considerable amount of money.
No, it wasn't.
I don't know, but.
Because it wasn't the
Do you mean
full. It wasn't the shiny one.
I don't know if it was shiny or not, but it was really good, and it's still sought after. Because, it was
I don't
that
think
good
it
of a
was the
card.
actual card. I think it was one of the support cards.
Support? No.
And it just had their picture on it.
Oh. Well.
Well, I feel
That's
like if it was a support card that had their picture on it, would have been all 3, right?
Yeah, I don't remember exactly what it looked like. I remember it had
I-
it involved those 3.
I like
Pokemon.
I like that slowly this card is descending. No, yeah, I sold him this really good Azelf card. Actually, it was a support card. Actually, I think it was a Yu-Gi-Oh card.
No, I don't
Actually,
think-
it was just a playing card. I
I
traded
don't.
him
I
story
don't
about
think.
two of
that.
I
diamonds.
don't think it was a good card.
So, funny story. Last night, I watch a Pokemon streamer. His name is Dirham. He's awesome.
Okay.
He opens... Basically, he's been a Pokemon YouTube channel forever. But he now has... His business is now... he sells you a box of cards. Like an actual sealed box. And if you pay certain price points, you get to keep more and more out of the box. But he's got a deal for $65. You can get all the rares, all the holo rares, and all the ultra rares, but you don't get your bulk or your code cards, which come in a pack. But we're streaming, and he gets 1,000 people a night when he streams, and he's awesome. He's heart of gold kind of guy, and he likes to spread the love on Twitch. Now he has in the middle of his stream, he's like, you know what? Time to do a love spam.
Mm-hmm.
And we're like, oh, here we go. And he says, you know what? These people, go over to their channel, type in the chat something, and then come back. And he found a Pokemon person who was also opening packs. He's like, okay, you got to go to their channel and say, oh my God, I love Yu-Gi-Oh cards. Those are so cool. And then leave. So about 400 of us left the stream temporarily, went to this guy's channel. He had 50 viewers, and he now suddenly had 450 people. And he's like, and we're all just going, oh my God, Yu-Gi-Oh cards. Those are so cool. And then left. So the guy's just sitting there, and and I have both streams open so I can see everybody's what's going on, and he's just going there like, what on earth is going on? And then he's just speechless because it's like, what is happening? So
Can you recall that love spam? That feels like a
because it's not
feels like a love attack.
Yeah. On Twitch, you can raid, which means you take all your viewers and dump it into another channel.
Oh yeah.
The way Dirium's stream is set up, he runs reruns 24/7.
Okay.
And a lot of people just wait their AFK because he also gives out coins, which you can use to enter giveaways, which he does every night. So people lurk. He calls it lurking. You lurk there 24/7. You can lurk. And there's always content going, so you can always earn coins. So he can't raid anybody or else all these AFK people will be dumped in somebody else's stream.
Yeah.
And he can't in good conscience do that to them because, that's not fair.
Yeah.
So what he does is just have the people who are active go over with a love spam rather than... And he's like, it's not an attack. We're actually showing them love. People give them donations and bits and stuff when they go over there. So it's, it really is spam, but we're spamming something out of love, not out of...
All right. So long as the people getting spammed have a as long as they get something from it, then
they get a lot of follows and they get a lot of, they get some benefits, but also most of the time it's people he knows personally.
Okay.
So it's like, okay,
all right,
go over here and spam this. And we're like, got it.
That brings a new definition to it. All right.
Yeah, I like that.
I can handle that. I can deal with that.
It's quite fun. And then everybody's like, yeah, that was super fun. Okay, open more packs. And he's like, okay. And it's good. Everything's great. But yeah, no. I can actually vividly remember the time that Pokemon cards got banned from my school. And I was semi-involved in it.
Oh, dear.
And it wasn't actually my fault. So there was a bunch of trading that went on that day because kids trade. But we don't know the value of cards because we're kids. We're like in second grade.
Absolutely.
This is like the only base set is out. Maybe base set and fossil. But like not much. No, base set, jungle, and fossil. Okay. The first 3 sets are out. And, we're trading, and I'm like, yeah, I'll trade you this and this and this and this and blah, 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 blah. Well, I trade with this kid, and he trades me something. I think he traded me a Venusaur, and I love Venusaur. Venusaur is up there with my favorite Pokemon.
Yeah.
It goes Turtwig line, Bulbasaur line. So,
Okay.
second favorite line of evolution. So, I traded him, and I didn't know about Turtwig because Turtwig didn't exist. So, Venusaur is basically my favorite Pokemon right then. So, had Venusaur, and I traded him, I think, a Gengar, which Gengar was pretty rare. So, 2 rare cards traded. It's a pretty fair trade in terms of back then standard.
I like to think so, yeah.
Then, everybody finishes trading. Everybody's happy. Everything put things away. He then starts crying and goes to the teacher and says, they stole my cards.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That stuff used to happen to me all the time.
Except this kid was just a well-known weasel.
Yeah.
Like,
no, absolutely.
So I was like, I traded at this, but they made me trade. And we're all like, no, we didn't. And he's like, no, you made me. And the teacher's like, okay, why don't everybody trade back their cards? And then no
they
more
tied
Pokemon
me
cards.
up and made me do it. They wouldn't release my family unless I traded the card.
But like the way he was crying, it made it seem like we'd done some awful things to him. When in reality, like she was watching us trade the whole time. So like we had to trade cards back or whatever. I refused. I was like, no, dude, you traded this fair and square. And like the teacher's like, fine, just whatever. So I still have that Venusaur. It's great.
Yeah, at my school, you didn't get in trouble for trading. You just couldn't, sell.
Right, well, no. But the thing is, because this kid went and cried and blah, 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 well, now we're not allowed to have Pokemon cards in the entire school.
Yeah. No, absolutely.
And it's like, you ruined it for everybody because you're a stupid little kid.
Oh.
Yeah.
So retroactive outrage. We had a weird way of playing Pokemon back in my school.
Oh, yeah?
Where we never played it correctly. I'm sure a bunch of people used to do this, but essentially we played it in a way where we would draw, and if we drew a Pokemon card, we could slap it down. And if our Pokemon card had either a higher HP level or a higher or absurdly high attack, we won. The other person's Pokemon went into the graveyard, and then that one stayed. And so it was just a matter of burning your deck until you got
your trump card. It was like,
until you got your trump card, and hoping that they didn't get their trump card. But the problem was, as time went on and trades went on, inflation started happening, and so it became a race to who could fill their deck with the most trump cards, who could fill the deck with the most powerful cards. And at the time, I didn't know about this, but I had stumbled across a behind the tree deal. We had this big oak tree in our playground, like right
so
at
that was your black market. Was behind the tree.
right
Maybe
at the end.
Maybe it was a black oak.
It was a black right at the end of the playground, and behind this black oak, no teacher could see you, and it was just wide enough for 2 little middle school bodies to hide behind, so no one could see anything. So that's where it happened. And at one point, I'm swinging. It's right next to the swings. I'm swinging. I jump off, and I'm like, I wonder what's happening behind the tree today. Nothing ever good happens behind the tree, but I'm wondering what variety of nefarity is happening behind the tree. So
behind the tree.
So I check.
Wait. I should put a tree right here.
Oh gosh,
And
you're
just-
gonna forget.
I am gonna forget, but at least I'll see the gesture and be like, "What the heck was I talking about?" Later.
You're a funny editor, Alex.
I am.
But so I check behind the tree, and there are these kids who come to me like, "You didn't see nothing," and I'm sitting there like, "I don't know.
Did I see nothing?
I think I'm seeing a lot of things. How much? What are you willing to do to make sure that I walk away not knowing what I saw?" And they're looking at me like, "All right, you win this now." That's just kind of how it worked, I guess. So suddenly, I was the shakedown kid. In middle school, I was big and imposing and scary, and so I was the kid who would go up to other kids and be like, "Hey, you should really like consider trading some of your cards in with like the black
For the black oak kids.
yeah, with the black oak kids." And you know, like all the good kids would be like, "I don't wanna, like those kids are nothing but trouble," and we're like, "There'll be trouble for you if you don't trade with them." Like that was my job. My job was to kind
Make
of
them trade.
threaten
What
assure.
did you get out of it?
What did I get out of it? I got some really decent cards. If I managed to rope in a kid, particularly like rich kids who had a lot of money, could buy really
Good
cards. If I could manage to rope those kind of kids in, the boss would come to me and say, "Hey, I like what you did here. Have an oddish." I didn't play Pokemon at the time. Oddishes weren't good,
No.
but I liked Oddishes. That was my favorite Pokemon at the time. So I went home with like 20 different Oddishes.
That's sweet.
What's your favorite Pokemon now?
My favorite Pokemon now is, it's the Gibble line.
Oh, Gibble.
Garchomp.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Garchomp is one of my
Garchomp's sweet.
favorites. I
Gar-
love Garchomp.
Just as a Pokemon to have in your team, because when I think about what my favorites are, I think about in terms of who do I want on my Pokemon team. Garchomp is a definite always.
Oh, yeah.
I
always has a
don't
spot on
don't
my
like
team.
Mega Garchomp.
Megas were really hit and miss for me too.
Yeah.
But,
I think Mega Garchomp is a beast, personally.
Oh no, it's a fantastic Pokemon.
Yeah. I also like the way
I
he
mainly
looks.
played Garchomp though for the high attack coupled with the high speed.
Oh yeah,
But
Oh,
when
yeah.
it mega evolves, it like loses the speed.
it does lose some
But
of its
gets
speed.
like ridiculous attack.
Oh,
Yeah.
it becomes a buster, it becomes a bruiser, and that's the part I like about the most. Like I see a Pokemon with extremely high defense, Mega Evolve, it's not standing up to that.
No.
But so they paid me Oddishes, and at one point I remember earlier I did say like, and then at one point I became the boss for like a year.
Yeah.
How I did that is that the old boss was leaving. He was graduating up to
high school.
up to high school. And so they were like, "Yo, who's gonna like organize us?" Because none of us knew how to organize each other. So they made like a bunch of arbitrary systems. All right, we're gonna do a battle. Or no, not a battle.
Your
Sorry,
school sounds so complicated.
it was so
Sounds
complicated.
like the black market.
No, it was so complicated. It was so weird and convoluted. And for a bunch of middle schoolers who don't know how to organize themselves, they really knew how to organize black
How big was your
crime.
class?
I think my class was like 100 to
Oh my
150.
gosh.
Wow.
Your class was more than double the size of my class.
I went to a very big public school.
I
so
went to a very small private school.
A lot of stuff happened because of the size and because
Yeah,
we
because
were
you could just get away with it.
we were so understaffed. But at one point, so what had happened was they were doing.
Okay, only the best stories with. Well, what had happened was.
What happened was they were doing all right. We're gonna have like a week, and whoever can get the most cards in that week will prove themselves
The boss.
as the boss, because the original boss was also big, scary, and imposing, and so when he wanted a card, he got a card.
Yeah.
Now this happened to be the week of the contest. I had a dentist appointment, And my specific dentist, in their prize box, they had the prize box, but then they also had adjacent to it a basket full to the brim of Pokemon cards.
Yeah, yeah.
For those of you who might be able to see where this is going, I'll make it quick. At the end of it, my mother and the dentist left to go fill out some paperwork. They left me in the office saying, Kwawe, you behave now. I saw the basket, and I was like, I can just grab so many. So I just grabbed, like, almost all of them. I had about... It's been so long, so I don't remember the exact number. I always rationalize it to 50. It was probably like 10. Like, honestly, but I felt like it was a lot.
You felt like a king. I
felt like I had a variable treasure trove of Pokemon cards. So I'd like to say it was 50, but I don't think I could have walked out with 50 in my pocket.
They probably would have been like, what's that?
Oh,
Nothing.
absolutely. There probably wasn't even 50 in there, but I'm gonna say it's 50 for the sake of the story.
For the sake of it, of course.
So I go to school the next day. And I don't know why I say I go to school next day, because the contest happened like 3 or 2 days afterwards. So I go to school 3 or 2 days afterwards, and the contest is happening, and everyone's like showing their table, showing the loon. They're like, I got this many. Well, I got this many. And I come down, and I just drop a giant mountain of the cards, not just the ones I accumulated from the dentist's office, but also the ones that I've managed to shake down just in general.
Yeah, of course.
I just dropped it down, and everyone was like, oh my God.
Dude.
This is the man we've been looking for.
This sounds like a movie.
Kwawe.
It does sound like a movie, doesn't it?
It does. A lot of my middle
school black market.
A lot of my middle
behind
school
the oak tree.
A lot of my middle school experiences sound like a movie. It was a wild school. It was a wild freaking school. A bunch of junk happened. So everyone was like, Kwawe, Kwawe. And then I stepped into office after that. And a lot of it was just being like, it was actually surprisingly easy. A lot of it was just being like, all right, I'm going to take a cut of what everyone has. Just bring it to me, and I'll take all of your odyshes. If you get odyshes, you get a like pay promotion. I was still addicted to odyshes at that time.
Yeah.
What had ended up happening, though, is that like in the middle of the year of my reign,
Did you shake down some pretty sweet cards when you were king?
I know I did. I shook down my favorite. I think my favorite card that I shook down was I got.
It's not like you were just taking them; you were trading.
No, we were trading. I got like a really good Charizard.
Ooh, yeah,
like a really insanely good Charizard. This one I actually stole though because I really wanted it, but the kid wasn't gonna have it. And so I said, "Hey kid, can I hold it for a second?" He said, "Sure." And so I ripped a corner off and I said, "Now it's worthless. Trade me this oddish for it because you'll never get any value from it."
You brought out the big guns there.
Yeah, completely lying to this kid.
Did you pretend to rip a corner off?
No, I actually ripped a corner off.
Okay. Because you actually did destroy the value, so you weren't lying.
No, I 100% destroyed the value. But the fact of the matter was, it was a strong Charizard, and it was still tournament legal because I was the leader of the mob, so no one was going to tell me not to bring it. Yeah, no one was telling me not to bring it.
The Pokemob?
The Pokemob.
The Black Tree, the Black Oak Market mob.
Yeah. But it all kind of fell to shambles because one night I blabbed to my mother. I think my mother blabbed to the school because I told her about that experience in specific. I was like, "Ma, check out this card," because I was really proud of it. I wasn't thinking straight. I was like, "Ma, check out this sick ass card I got. It's a Charizard." And she's like, "Where'd you get that?" "I stole it from a kid." It's and at that moment, that was the moment where it all came down.
Your empire.
My empire crumbled because my mother called the school, and the school looked into it, and we all got exposed for shaking kids down forcefully. Little Timmy, or whatever his name was, and like came clean. Like my mom told me, like, "Hey, who'd you steal this from?" "Oh, I stole it from Little Timmy." "All right, I'm gonna go talk to Little Timmy." He said, like, "Yep, no, that's been happening," and the whole operation got shut down.
Oh man,
my school wasn't big enough to have an operation like that.
I mean, that makes my story just be like, yeah, no, some kid cried, but like, no, you were like shaking them down and taking cards.
That's the long and short of it as I remember it.
That's amazing, though.
But no, yeah, so that's
so remember, kids, don't become the Black Oak Mob. Do it respectfully.
The
I'm a
oak,
Pokemob.
the oak tree also got cut down
Oh no!
because the kids were doing business behind it.
Really? That's why they took it down?
No, I like to think it was like that. It was because that tree had been dead for years and it was starting to become a safety hazard.
Oh, yeah.
I think in my school you could just walk off campus. Like nobody was watching, so you could just leave.
You go off campus. See, at her school, you walked off campus to do your dirty Pokemon card trading.
Well, this wasn't okay. So my high school was separated from the middle and elementary school, and the campus is like really like distributed. Like there were a few
It's
classes.
spread out.
Yeah, it's like this college, except the buildings were smaller, and yeah, you could just leave. Like if you didn't show up for class, then they would like call your parents, but like during break and
Like,
stuff,
hey,
you
is
could pretty
your
much
kid
go
with
wherever
you?
you wanted. Like it wasn't hard.
I like that. I like how flippant that that system is that you can just
Well,
straight
yeah,
up leave.
because like you can't really go anywhere anyway.
Was your school in like the middle of nowhere?
It was in the
I mean,
middle
as
of
in
like
the middle of nowhere as you can be in Hawaii.
yeah,
Oh, you went to
She
you
lives
grew
in
up in Hawaii?
yeah.
Oh,
So
I did not
it
know
was
that.
like it kind of
pretty
was like
sweet.
a campground.
very
It looked
ethnic.
like my school looked like a campground. Like all the buildings were like really separated.
Yeah.
And so
It's pretty cool.
pretty much any direction you
Alex,
walked
throw up a
in,
palm
you
tree.
could leave. Any direction you walked in, you would be able to walk off campus.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, I'm going home. Okay.
Well,
bye.
I wouldn't have been able to walk home from there.
Right, you were like a 15-minute drive, but like
Mm.
you said it was like 15 minutes without traffic, right?
Yeah, but I took the bus home, so it was like 2 hours.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but I think most of
public
the
transportation.
most of the things I got when I was little, I think I got because of luck. Like when I was super, super, super little, I won this Toys R Us thing, where you could go into the store with an adult, and anything you could fit in a basket, you could have for free.
Whoa.
That was one of the
Oh.
things that I won.
You won one of those?
Yeah.
Yo, I used to see those competitions when I was a child, and I was like, I need
I
this.
have no
How much
memory
how
of it.
much did you fit in it?
I don't remember.
Because it was
My mom told me I got a bunch of like little toys, and I just packed it full of little toys.
it was
like
like-
the little like cheap dinosaur
Yeah.
things.
Was
I
it,
mean,
was it
yeah.
like a shopping like carrier,
I
or
don't
was it
remember.
full shopping
When
cart?
did they have those?
When did they have the competitions?
Yeah.
Oh my god, when I was a child, like,
But what year?
oh, you're asking for a lot. I do not know what year.
Because I have no memory of this. I was so little.
I thought they were shopping carts, but again, that might have just been me as a child
Hey,
being
young
like,
child,
free!
Smaller things look much bigger when you're
like
young.
Oh,
my
absolutely.
mom told me that kids were grabbing like the biggest things, and I just grabbed all these little toys and filled it full of little toys.
I mean, you probably won out with like value there, to be
Yeah.
honest.
No, that's legit. That's legit.
I don't know where those toys are anymore.
Oh, I would have
That's
chalked.
cool.
I would have chalked it full with video games.
And
That's
then
what I would
I
have done.
got
Imagine
a-
how many you could fit.
I got a
Alright.
free.
and then return them to GameStop. Saturate the video game market at GameStop.
Ruin them.
I got a free DSi
Oh, nice.
From
that's nice.
Girl Scouts.
Oh,
'cause-
you told the story last year. It was pretty great.
Yeah, I always sold enough cookies to get in the Girl Scout Hall of Fame because my mom was the troop leader and I had to go.
So like she just sold them.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I had gotten enough. I had sold enough to get a camera, which was what I wanted. So I got the camera, and then they had the award ceremony, and they're like, "Okay, Stephanie Walsh," and I went up, and they gave me a DSi, which was the other prize, and afterwards, my mom was like, "Oh, you should be honest." So I went up to them and I was like, "Oh, you guys already sent me my prize. Here you go." And they're like, "Oh, no, you can keep it. Thank you for being honest." So I got both.
I mean, that's pretty sweet. That's Girl Scouts, man. Good for DSs.
That's a steal right there.
I mean, she
Oh
sold
my
enough cookies,
goodness.
so I'm sure
I
that
had
was
to
fun.
give one
Oh,
away
yeah,
to
no,
my
absolutely.
friend because he accidentally threw his away, and
The DS.
my mom made me give him one of my DSi.
I was about to say, like,
I'd
why
be
did
like,
you have to?
No, Mom. You see, he threw his out in the trash can. I'm not giving one of mine up. They're useful for trading between Pokemon games.
I
Just saying.
100% thought you were gonna say Pokemon cards. Going back to illegal trades.
Yes, because I use my DSs to trade Pokemon cards.
Pokemon?
Okay, like legit though, Pokemon is actually developing an app where you can keep track of your collection on your phone.
I know.
That's awesome.
That's cool.
It's great.
It's gonna be sweet.
Pokemon was made before I was born.
Oh.
I like making Alex feel old.
Is Alex old?
I don't know, Alex. Are you old?
Are you old,
I'm
Alex?
27, so
Oh, he's pretty old. He's got like one foot in the grave and the other foot close behind.
yeah, no, it's dragging. I'm just a little bit dragging.
One
like-
time
you're
we
like
went
tripping
to
into it,
we went
dude.
to Bull Moose and he was looking at all the controllers and wires and stuff and I forget what he pulled out.
I pulled out the Game Boy cartridge adapter for an N64.
And he
You
was like,
put it in
"Oh,
the
this
bottom
is
of the
cool." And
controller.
he was like, "Oh, this is cool." And I was like, "Oh, what is it?" And he just like his face fell and he was like,
Do you
"Oh my
remember? Do you remember
gosh."
an age before Pez dispensers, Alex?
No, because Pez dispensers have been out since like the 40s or 50s.
Really?
Yeah.
That
They're-
long?
They're pretty old.
Oh, I thought they were recent.
No, no,
that,
no,
that
no.
joke didn't work.
No. Those
I thought
those
that
are,
joke
those
would
are
work
legit
better.
old.
Okay.
I'm just fake old.
All right, I'm gonna keep that in mind. All right, when you pull out the Pez dispensers, pull that against like.
You could use that on
parents.
Steven.
Use that on Steven?
Use that on Steven.
I'll be sure to use it on him next time I see him. Freaking
Steven,
Pez.
he told me that
Sorry,
since
1927.
what?
Pez dispensers were.
Oh, you looked it up.
Yeah.
How many years is that? 1927?
Yeah, 19.
I'm gonna do the mental math. Y'all talk.
Okay.
92 years.
All right, Alex will do the mental math. Y'all talk.
Did you just use a calculator?
No, I did it in my head.
Oh, okay. You could have used a calculator.
I could have, but that would have been cheating.
Oh yeah, because we never cheat.
No, we don't cheat except for on Minecraft, right, Stephanie? Miss, I gave you 140 levels today.
How much did you cheat to set up those spawners?
I didn't. Those were actually naturally occurring.
Yeah, but they were naturally occurring zombie spawners.
Hey.
I just turned them into skeleton spawners.
Hey, y'all.
Because we had skeleton spawners and then we lost them.
You lost them.
Yeah, we lost them. So basically,
You lost.
Y'all should join the Talking Nerdy Minecraft server where cheating is not only encouraged, but incentivized.
oh yeah, it's incentivized. No, we started a new server because that one died.
Y'all should join the new Talking Nerdy server because
can't, it's a
cheating
LAN server.
is not
It's a LAN server. We haven't bought another server yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
We
But
were waiting for the
when-
new update to come out.
Pretty much. We're
That's-
waiting for
that's legit.
1.14,
That's
which
legit.
theoretically should be out this month, but maybe not. I don't know.
Pandas.
They also just introduced a new type of villager, which is the wandering trader.
Do you think
Oh,
that the
yeah.
pandas will drop panda meat?
I think they drop bamboo.
Yeah, I think they drop bamboo.
Like
My-
turtles drop kelp, right?
They drop
or seagrass. Seagrass.
Because
Okay.
you know that's what they eat.
That's horrific.
I know.
Have you
You're
guys
not
ever
supposed
seen?
to kill them.
Well, have you guys ever seen like a sea turtle, like in real life?
No.
In the
Yes,
wild.
They're adorable.
Yeah, when you cut them open, it's seagrass.
Actually, these days it's unfortunately plastics.
Well, juvenile sea turtles eat jellyfish.
Yes, they do.
It's like spaghetti.
well, certain species.
I saw
do.
Yo,
I
that's
saw-
so metal.
I saw a video of a sea turtle eating a jellyfish.
Certain species do in fact eat jellyfish. I don't know what nutrients they're getting, but they just eat them. They're like, oh,
Maybe it makes them feel less hungry.
maybe.
It's like gum. It's just supposed to set aside the hunger for sea turtles. I can
Yeah.
dig that. All right.
All right.
We're
okay.
All right.
I just realized that we got extremely off topic from anything remotely nerdy there.
No.
for a
That
moment.
was totally nerdy.
Was it?
It was a Pokemon card mob. How nerdy does it get?
That was like 20 minutes ago. Okay,
Oh,
that
then it
was
went to
like
Minecraft.
5 minutes ago.
It went to Minecraft.
Yeah, it went to Minecraft.
And then
Pokemon,
turtles,
and- yeah.
because turtles are in Minecraft.
My bad.
Also,
I
I
don't.
like turtles. Okay, meme aside, I really
like
do like
turtles.
turtles.
Okay, I don't know why,
Turtles
but
are like actually my
Oh wait,
favorite
We Bear
animal.
Bears.
it felt like we've been talking
We
about.
Bear Bears is it nerdy? I guess it's kind of nerdy.
It's a cartoon.
It's a cartoon.
Are
We've been-
cartoons nerdy?
But if
Yeah.
you consider anything involving media culture nerdy, then yeah.
Yeah.
I made Alex watch We Bear Bears.
It is a TV show that is about 3 bears, and it is absolutely hilarious. Like, it's meant for children. Children can watch it and not be, like, ruined or whatever. But adults watching it get a kick because they make so many references, and it's amazing.
Ice Bear likes turtles.
Ice Bear, like, referencing memes, past games, situations, things like that. It's amazing. And it's just, and they make so many dirty jokes without even like that fly above kids' heads, but like adults are like, dude.
That's how you know the mark of a good show.
It is.
by
It's
how
like
many
the
dirty
90s
jokes
cartoons.
they can
You
get
can-
over a child's head.
Yeah. Like, if you go back and watch Rugrats these days, I guarantee you're going to be shocked.
I've never seen Rugrats.
You should watch it because there's actually
They're really good.
there's a disturbing amount of like dirty
I don't think
jokes
I
in
watched
them.
I
like.
know, it's amazing.
I don't think my mom didn't let me watch Cartoon Network.
That was Nickelodeon.
Well, she pretty much only let me watch Disney Channel.
Wrong.
Oh.
But
But yeah, no.
Disney
Rugrats,
Channel was alright.
I don't
Actually,
think
the
I
creators-
watched many like 90s cartoons. I wasn't old enough.
Rugrats was also created by somebody who loves Doctor Who. So there's a bunch of Doctor Who references.
Is there?
Yeah. Tommy's screwdriver.
Yeah.
Sonic screwdriver. He uses it. He carries it everywhere, and he uses it as a multi-tool. His screwdriver is supposed to represent the Sonic screwdriver.
Oh, I guess you got a point there. I
Oh
never
yeah.
realized that.
When I was
Yeah.
little, there was Courage the Cowardly Dog. I wasn't allowed to watch that. And then there was Kids Next Door.
Oh my God!
I
Kids
wasn't
Next
allowed
Door
to
was a
watch
great
that.
Cartoon.
Naruto came out. I wasn't allowed to watch that.
That's straight up anime though. So like.
Yeah.
anime's
But also
awesome.
like
I
I
can't-
was in
Sorry, what did
I
I
was
say?
in the
Anime's
higher
Awesome.
I was in like 5th grade when that came out or something like that. Let's
Naruto's
see.
been around for a while.
Oh, well.
Naruto's
I didn't
old
find
hat.
out
Like,
about
it's
it
been
until
good.
5th grade because people at my school were talking about it.
Let's see. I think 1997. Yeah.
What
And
other
then-
90s cartoons
And
were
then think
there?
about it. It was probably a
I watched
manga
SpongeBob.
even before that.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Like long before that.
Way long before that.
So it's been active for a while now.
I don't remember any other
yeah,
90s.
well, it's over and now it's Boruto, but whatever.
Yeah, no one
Oh,
watches
sorry.
that.
Let's see. Naruto has been around since 1997. The anime started in 2002. It looks like.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's respectable.
Yeah. So the actual manga has been 1999. I don't know why it said 1997 on Wikipedia. I guess they're just wrong.
Oh, I watched
said it wrong.
one show that I did watch was Land Before Time.
Oh,
That
yeah,
was from
yeah.
the 80s, by the way.
You would know about that, being old as you are.
You know.
I thought it was still going on.
I don't know.
I think Land Before Time is still making movies. I haven't
they
seen them,
really?
but
Do
I
you
think
actually? I don't think so.
I think they are.
Fact check that.
Working on it.
Because I aggressively, I apologize, but I aggressively don't believe that. I feel like The Land Before Time, I thought it was a dead property at this point. Oh, you're both looking it up.
No, one came out in 2016.
Seriously?
Ha!
What? You're kidding.
No. I'm not.
I mean, I
He
like
wishes that he was.
I like The Land Before Time as much as the next guy.
I like the first movie.
I don't know if it's still got the same characters in it anymore, but like.
I think they added characters. Like there's a T-Rex now,
And there's also a TV series apparently.
and then
that
there's
went
this
on.
They
pink.
killed off the
There's
old
a pink.
characters.
I think they're still there.
I have no idea.
And then there's this pink dinosaur.
I thought there has always been a pink dinosaur.
No. Oh, the Triceratops.
Oh, you're right. That's orange, though.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
orange, isn't it? Okay.
I don't know, but they're good cartoons. They are still really good animated films.
Are
Yeah,
they?
I watched the
Well, the
TV.
original ones were. I don't know about the new ones.
I watched the TV show when I was little.
What about the Brave Toaster? Did anybody watch the Brave Toaster?
What's that?
I don't know. I forget the guy's name, but it was a cartoon movie about a toaster and his appliance friends, and they go to the moon on the fan. Like the fan turns on and they go to the moon.
Yeah, I'm
No,
gonna stop you there, Chieftain. I already cannot suspend my disbelief enough
It
for
was
this
really bad.
synopsis.
But like when they got to the moon, there's all these other appliances, and it was like a hand for like appliances.
Wait, are there people too?
I don't know. I assume there are people.
It's like Toy Story, but for
the
appliances
Brave Little Toaster.
and in space.
It's called the Brave Little Toaster.
No,
I
I
need to
never.
watch
I
this.
never watched it. Oh, and another thing that people mention a lot. The one with the 3 dog cartoon things, the 2 brothers and the sister.
Animaniacs.
Yes, that thing.
That show is beyond messed up.
I never
And there's
saw
a
it.
word I'd rather use instead of messed. That's how messed up it is.
Really?
Yeah.
What's it start with?
The same letter as frosting.
It's really
Funked up.
funked up. There, I was trying to think. I was trying to think of a.
Fudged.
I mean, well, like I was
Gotta
trying to.
get funky.
I know. I was trying to go for like a really big misdirection. Like it's
Frosting.
French fried.
It's
It's French fried up.
Food again.
No,
some-
wait.
well, something-
Animaniacs is coming back though, for real.
Is
Is
it
it?
actually coming back?
Yes, it's
Oh.
coming back.
Like
It's like it was the Warner Brothers cartoon. Like,
yeah.
I hear people mention it a lot, but I've never seen it.
Okay, you should just watch an episode or two and just go, what?
Well,
Is it as bad as We Bare Bears?
So like We Bare Bears is actually adorable and funny, and
Yeah.
it's
awesome.
just messed up. Animaniacs is just messed up.
but it's also.
Oh, is that where the Prince thing? The Prince thing? I saw a thing of a clip of that.
Yeah, with Prince.
Yes.
Or the artist formerly known as Prince. May he rest in peace. I think he died.
He did die.
Yeah.
Prince did die. Yes.
Yeah. The symbol thing. Yeah, that Prince. Yeah.
I don't know why you being confused about that. Like, I feel personally offended. Like, just having you look at me and being like, Prince is dead, right? I was like, yes, he's dead.
No, you gave me a look, and I was like, what, is he not dead?
No, I was giving you a look because you added a weird tilt to it. Like Prince, may he, the artist formerly known as
Because
Prince,
it
may he
just
rest
occurred
his
to me,
soul?
like,
And I'm
like-
like, what, did he? Did you
Because
not?
It just occurred to me, like, oh yeah, Prince. Oh wait, he just died. May he rest in peace.
Well, he didn't just die.
No, but
No.
he died recently enough to where it is still relevant for me.
You made it sound like it was not recent enough for that spoiler alert though. That's a
What?
spoiler alert.
that he passed on.
You can't say that. It hasn't been 5 years yet.
Fair enough. Everybody who has died before 5 years ago is still alive.
Well, they don't have to be alive. We just can't say whether they're alive or not.
Well, Prince was a real dude, so like
Prince is a very real
He's
dude.
exempt from
was
spoilers.
a very real dude.
So like you know, we respect the deads. So yeah.
Anyway,
Now I feel like I'm gonna want to throw hands if someone says like, "Oh yeah, Prince is still alive, right?" I don't know why that like offended me so much, but it did. It got me personally.
everyone in the chat, type in,
But
is
like
Prince
the
still
reason I said,
alive?
wait, he is dead, right? Because you looked at me and were like, what are you saying? I'm like, okay, maybe
No,
I'm wrong.
I looked at you because you put a weird lilt in it, which made it sound like a question.
No, it wasn't
That's
a
why I
question.
looked at you.
No question there.
Wait, what were we talking about?
Animaniacs.
Animaniacs.
Oh, right. Okay.
The biggest thing I hear about Animaniacs though is that apparently, as messed up as it is, when I listen,
It's enjoyable.
It's very enjoyable, but also when I listen to a lot of older animators or older newer animators,
Yep.
when I listen to like podcasts occasionally about them because I think the craft is really interesting, and I've noticed that a lot of them say like, oh yeah, no, Animaniacs was like incredibly inspiring. There's something there, and there's something there that I don't see, but there's definitely something there.
I kind of understand where they're coming from. It was pretty complex. It's like, I'm not sure if you all are familiar with the anime Nichijou.
Yeah.
It's amazing. So amazing. It is known as the best flop in animation history. Because the reason being, it's beloved by all. Everybody loves the show. It's amazing. Big problem, it didn't make the money that it was spent on it. Because it was so high quality for the time. They put so much time and effort into the animation, the voice acting, everything was really well financed.
That show abused its animation budget in the best way possible.
It was amazing. So I've been reading the manga of it too. Oh, it's so amazing. Also, the guy who wrote it, Keiichi Arawi, has a new manga. It's called City. I highly recommend it if you love Nichijou. It is just Nichijou with a storyline.
What is it about?
It's about basically the city where chaos ensues all the time, but it focuses on three women who are all of college age.
Yeah.
And they're in City University, in the city of City, because of course. What do you expect from the guy? It's and basically
City University.
No, literally, it's called City U. And like,
oh my god, it's as bad as Academy Island.
Pretty much. But you expect it from the guy. This is his style.
Okay.
And every piece of the story, so one set of characters will be doing something, and then they'll cut to another set of characters doing something else. And by the end of the particular volume, everything will have come together, blown apart, and separated again.
That reminds me of that sounds a lot like what was it, Blood Blockade Battlefront.
I don't think I know that one.
It's good. It's a lot. It's it's very similar to what you're telling me about City in regards to there's like an A plot, a B plot, and sometimes a C plot in every episode, and typically they converge.
That's really cool.
But they all feel like they are of the grander storyline. It never feels like each plot is so far removed from one another. And that when they come together, it's arbitrary. It feels like they're all coming to this one point. But it's a fantastic show. The whole premise is that New York City has been enveloped by a cloud barrier and has kind of dimension overlaid with a completely different dimension of like monsters and freakish beings and eldritch horrors. And so what happened is that New York City became this hub of humans and weird monster-ish creatures, and it's kind of the chronologue of 20 years after, and New York City is still functioning as a city, but with all these new elements. Like, you could be going down the highway to your 9-to-5 job, and then all of a sudden a massive comet just kind of falls out of the sky.
And you're just like, oh, okay.
Yeah, or that,
usual.
and that's Tuesday. Or like there's a massive, or like
just Tuesday.
or there's a tirade by like a massive monster. Or occasionally once a month, one of the evil like crazy scientists is trying to take over the world. So he sends everyone a box.
Tuesday.
He sends everyone a box of puppies, and then those puppies turn into like giant carnivorous like hellhounds, and then suddenly the whole world's in chaos, and
then they all fix it.
The whole story is about this organization called Libra, which kind of keeps the peace in the weirdest of ways. A fantastic batch of characters.
It sounds like something I need to watch.
It's so great. And like Libra is made up of very socially inept people. They all don't know how to be like people around each other. So we have these trained professionals who got their job but can't function together because they're just they're awful at being humans. It's a great show. I'd suggest it's also just a good work of art. The soundtrack is bopping, the animation is amazing, and it's...
You heard it here, folks. Blood Blockade Battlefront, definitely a recommendation from Kwawe.
Please give it a watch. It's up there. For me, it's up there with shows like Kizu no Monogatari. It's up there with shows like I like Gurren Lagann. I know not everyone does, but
I think Gurren Lagann, if I was into mech, it'd be the kind of mech I'd be into. But I'm not really into mech, but it's still, I respect it as a show.
Oh no, it's a fantastic show. I love it so much. It's up there with great shows. Cowboy Bebop, it takes a lot from that show. So if you're a fan of Cowboy Bebop,
you're gonna like it.
You're probably gonna love Blood Blockade Battlefront.
That sounds like a great deal to me.
Sorry, but that's all I gotta say. That was a very long tangent. I realize.
But that was the nerdiest of tangents we've ever had in a long time.
Indeed.
So it's most welcome.
My bad. So what
Should we talk about food? Because I mean that's the next tangent, right?
Well, I was gonna say, the best use of like different realities that I've seen is from a video game called Frambo.
Oh yeah.
And I think I showed you it.
I believe you have.
Wait, let me look and see if it's been 5 years. Yes, it has. Okay. So the whole thing about Frambo is that it plays on the concept of layered realities. So while you're in your reality and time is going by, there's another reality in the same place that you can't see.
Ooh.
And in the game, there's five realities, and only one.
Do you travel between them?
Only one being is supposed to be able to see all of them.
And are you playing as that one being?
Yes, but she doesn't know it yet because she's from the human reality where nobody knows that exists.
Oh.
And the way she travels is by taking these pills. And the end of the game is sort of up to interpretation of...
That's the one where you showed me that we rescued the cat, right?
Yes. And the whole...
Oh, man, it's a creepy game.
Yeah, it's very graphic. The art style is really cool. It reminds me of Don't Starve Together in some way. But
yeah, a little
the
bit.
end of the game is up to interpretation if the pills actually work and there are different realities. And
or she's just psychotic.
Or she dies.
Oh. How morbid.
Well, I mean,
Oh my, she dies.
well, it was taking
Gosh.
place back in the time where they still did lobotomies,
Uh-huh.
and she is in
yeah.
a mental hospital.
Oh, I see.
Got
and-
it.
She is trying to escape it to find her cat. It's a long story.
So-
it's a long, gory story.
So is that game kind of like a commentary on the times of
Not really.
the old
I think
psychiatric
some people
wards?
just got a really, really messed up idea in their head and they made a game about it.
Yes.
I like to give a lot of people the benefit of the doubt. I like to
Well,
think
the
that.
creatures in it are very interesting. There are these shadow creatures that are essentially they're a collection of like impurity, but if you like cleanse them with water, they become light beings.
And
It
then
sounds
do they
like
try to eat you?
No.
Sure.
Oh.
It sounds like they're very, very creative.
I feel like that'd be cool to have
And
a game.
one
where-
thing that was interesting is each of the children in the hospital, if you took the pill to get into the other reality, they each had like a shadow creature
Mhm.
like next to them, like whispering to them.
Yeah.
It's so weird.
Maybe.
Mhm.
I've never played the game, but from what I'm hearing, I feel like it sounds very strongly of like a commentary on.
I mean, the way to find out would be to play it yourself.
No,
and
that
decide.
absolutely. I feel like just I guess from first impressions, hearing it from you directly, I feel like the type of game it's the type of game it sounds like, or what it's going for is. I feel like maybe the ending, maybe there's like I have a hard time conveying thoughts into words. What I'm trying to say is, it sounds like it's the type of game that's trying to convey a message of psychiatric wards, of mental instability through the gate of like there being 5 different dimensions that aren't actually a thing.
Yeah.
Like it sounds like the 5 dimensions might just be a metaphor for something real occurring in our.
I'm sure if you went digging, you could probably find something like
Yeah.
that.
I don't think it's about like the hospital because they don't really do lobotomies anymore, and only a small portion of the game.
You're right.
Only a small portion of the game takes place in the hospital.
Yeah.
Well, you start off in the hospital and then you escape. You eventually end up back in the hospital.
But then the question is, did you ever leave the hospital?
Ooh, I guess I'm questioning everything.
Heck yeah.
I have to replay it.
Do it.
Well,
I
you're
like
turning
this.
this into like some sort of creepypasta or something like that.
No, I don't think that's
Well,
what
it's
I'm
a
trying to
messed
do.
up game.
It is a messed up game.
I showed Alex part of it.
I think that,
It was a
like,
messed up game.
I think that, like, you've played the game. If there are some people in the audience who have played the game who think similar to you, I'm challenging. I just like to challenge viewpoints. I like to say we'll
I
consider it
think
from this
it's a
angle.
very, really, it's a very good viewpoint. I think it definitely warrants playing again. And Stephanie can tell us whenever she looks at it.
Maybe I'll play it for the first time too, because it sounds interesting. How much? Do you know how much it is?
I can look it
Are
up.
we allowed to say that?
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Yeah. No. I mean, I was just.
Is that a spoiler alert?
No,
It's been
I think
5 years.
that's accurate.
Okay.
It's probably like
$6.
So, oh, that's
$6
not bad.
off Steam, right?
And how much gameplay did it give you?
It's sort of hard to say because I went back for the achievements, but I could look
I mean,
how many hours I spent on it. I played
for
it.
$6, I mean, even 10 hours is a good.
For $6, even 6 hours is great. I'm a firm believer in the fact that
I played it for 16 hours.
All right, well there you go. I'm a firm believer in the fact that if I'm paying $1 per hour, that's a good deal.
That is a pretty decent deal.
Especially $1 per hour of new things, or even repeated things, just going through and collecting everything.
But if
that
you
needs
really
to be
like,
active.
if you really like psychological games, then I highly recommend Franbo.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Somebody said it might be psychological horror, and it's not.
Yeah.
The horror isn't the point. It's the psychological messing up.
Well, isn't that in itself what psychological horror is? Because
Kind of. It's
It
just
does- it-
low key on the horror part.
yeah, no, but like, is it to that extent? I then also say, isn't that what defines psychological horror? Because not all, if it's straight up horror,
I
like,
would
that's-
agree with you, but I've definitely seen things that are just psychological rather than necessarily trying to scare you.
Have you ever heard of the Uncanny Valley?
Yeah.
I hate that. That is my
As in the phenomenon or like a game?
The Phenomenon.
Okay, yes, I have heard.
I feel like that is psychological horror.
Yeah, for sure.
Yes, the Uncanny Valley I would say it does not define psychological horror. Psychological horror is a good definition of
Yes,
Yeah.
I would
Uncanny
say
Valley.
But yeah. Moving on to something less psychological horror-y and moving on to something far more adorable. There's a new anime that's airing, and it's called My Roommate is a Cat.
Oh yeah.
Oh my word, it's amazing. So, like, this writer who's an antisocial, just person in general. He's a writer, as I mentioned, and he's super popular, and he keeps getting pestered by his editor. You got to write a new book. Oh, I'll figure it out. Whatever. Leave me alone, because obviously he doesn't want to be bothered by people because he's antisocial. Well, he's going to do something which is plot related, so I'm not gonna spoil it.
Does he get a cat?
He picks up a stray cat.
Okay.
And it inspires him to write his new book. So he just has this cat, and it lives in his house, and he doesn't know how to take care of the thing because he's never had a cat before.
Well,
So
aren't you? Well, I feel like aren't you missing one of the most crucial elements is like the relationship between him and the cat.
I'm getting to that.
Oh,
so,
okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, my
no,
bad.
No,
my bad.
No, you're absolutely right.
I'm getting ahead of you. I'm getting ahead.
You're getting ahead of me a little bit.
All right.
So
Keep talking.
and it's, as you said, it's kind of him and the cat getting used to each other.
Mm-hmm.
But the coolest thing I think about it is half the episode usually is about his perspective. Then the next half of the episode is from the cat's perspective and what the cat's thinking. And so it's not until the second episode where he even names his cat. He names it Haru. But he doesn't ever call her by her name except for when he's feeding her. So she gets it into her head that Haru means food.
Yeah.
So, and that gets resolved eventually. But, it's about him growing not only as a cat owner, but as a person, and how the cat is starting to learn how to stop being, a on-edge stray, because stray
A feral
cats
cat.
can be very difficult if you don't get them young.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They become very hard
absolutely.
to bond with. But
Well-
it's adorable, and it's become sort of a how-to cat anime.
Well, yeah, definitely. Like that's the biggest draw to it, as you named. Like just
it's a how to cat.
watching these two characters who an animal and a human who are both like they both relate to each other in regards of they both hate people, they hate interaction, sociability.
Well, the cat's just a cat.
The cat's absolutely just a cat. So, but the cat's a stray. It probably doesn't like people as just being its nature.
It doesn't necessarily hate people, but it's on edge around people because it was a stray.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So, like the big draw of the show is just watching these two build a relationship and help each other, kind of overcome their own lack of social ability,
and
that's
also how the
cool.
cat is helping this antisocial writer connect with people
slowly
but surely. And it's also like it's got a feels train to it. It really does. Like not bad, but like a good feels train to it.
A positive feels train.
Yeah, a positive feels train.
Here's an interesting thing.
What's
People
up?
are starting to try domesticating foxes.
Really?
And they're succeeding.
Yeah, foxes are actually quite intelligent, so it's not surprising, but it's not like they're going to be a household pet anytime soon.
Well,
You need a special license at this point to have a fox.
Yeah, but they have bred specific foxes that are like totally comfortable around people. Like they don't like necessarily seek out human affection, but if you can like hold them for extended periods of time and they're just calm.
I mean, it's kind of what we've been doing with animals for millennia.
Yeah.
Domesticating them. So, for good or for ill, I mean, we're doing that with foxes now, so yay!
Yay, humanity.
We're good at this game, maybe, sort of, not really. No, actually, we're like as a species, we're really good at domesticating other species. Like it's kind of our jam. We've done it with cows, pigs, chickens, cats, dogs. Actually, no, I take that back. Cats domesticated themselves.
Yeah, because they were smart.
Hey, these things have all these mice around, and we like the mice. Well, if we're friendly with them, maybe they'll let us stay around instead of shooing us off. Yeah, and then, man, these guys feed us. I like this.
Yeah. No, the cats were smart. They knew what was up to domesticate themselves first.
Oh yeah.
I feel like every animal should just do that. I want a bear to walk into my house and be like, "Oh, this
There are certain bears with good personalities.
this human likes petting me,
I can
and
name
it
3.
feeds me."
Grizz, Pan.
Oh,
Bear.
right.
Oh, is that a We Bear Bear reference?
Yeah.
Ha.
So
Yeah, they
like,
love people and they love social media.
legit.
Except Ice Bear.
These bears, like you go through the whole episode, and they are literally bears living in society. Nobody bats an eye. Nobody says blah blah blah. The only time they even acknowledge that they're bears is in the doctor episode, where the doctor's like, "Okay, you guys, you have to stop eating human food." What do you mean? You guys are really unhealthy. Why?
Literally everything is wrong with you.
Literally everything, because all you're eating is human food. Grizz, you got to eat berries and salmon. Pan, you got to eat bamboo. Ice Bear, eat a seal.
So he goes to the
goes to the zoo.
goes to the zoo and gets a seal. He ends up befriending it.
Instead of eating it, he's like, they make friends and they start playing basketball together, and then the seal gets all
Yo, I
sad.
got a couple questions.
Yeah.
Like, how does a seal fit into a basketball jersey to play basketball?
They
He
managed.
just kind of slipped it on.
Yeah, and he also put a little the red, white, and blue headband around.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, he was fully equipped for street ball. Don't worry.
I feel like your question should have been, how did you get a basketball jersey on a polar bear?
No.
No.
No,
Or
that's
how did
pretty
the polar
easy.
bear walk into the zoo with a shopping basket and then
Well, we
leave
didn't
with a seal?
say that he had a shopping basket. He did. He had a shopping
No.
cart.
No,
and
it worked pretty well.
it worked
No,
pretty well.
that seems pretty legit to me, honestly. That
And
seems
they
like
live
it
in
could
a
work.
cave.
That seems like it could work
They
in
live
any
in a
capacity.
cave, but it's a super modernized cave
It's
with
a cave
AC.
with electricity and running water and AC. Yeah.
Those bears like aggressively domesticated themselves.
Oh no, absolutely 100%. Like they're not actually brothers, but they're brothers. They live as brothers and they consider themselves brothers.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. But basically, you see episodes sometimes of them when they were young, and they have this cardboard box, and they just carry it around everywhere, and they travel from place to place in this cardboard box, which they live in.
They were trying to go to Japan.
No,
really?
Paris.
Paris?
Yeah, it was
later.
Paris.
Later on, they tried to go to Japan.
They try to go everywhere, but nobody's picking them up. 'cause
And the
obviously
whole
it's bears.
point at the end of the episodes where they're shown as children is they're trying to find a home.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And they do show how they got their cave. They just walked
Moved
in
there.
the cave.
They walked in.
They're like, oh, I guess we can live here.
Well, they tried to get a penthouse, but they didn't know how money worked.
So they had,
So they
$11
had
for,
like $11 and like 71 cents.
here's,
and a recyclable
here's
water
$11.
bottle.
Yeah.
And then they spent it on what are those things called?
Ridiculous.
Oh.
Dreamcatcher.
Yeah, they spent it on a Dreamcatcher.
To catch their dream home.
And to be fair, the Dreamcatcher
Okay,
flew away and they
that's really-
chased it
that's
and
really
they wound
funny.
up in their cave.
Oh,
so,
that's
like,
nice.
You know, cliche.
This show sounds utterly ridiculous.
It's
and I-
amazing.
is.
I
You
kind of
have
like
to
it.
watch
I
it.
kind of like the way it sounds.
It's kind of the best thing right now.
You've sold me. You've sold me. Talking business. You've sold me.
Yeah,
Yes,
you see,
highly
we're the
recommended.
talking nerdy mob where we totally recommend
Highly
things.
recommended We Bear Bears. You can watch the pilot episode on YouTube.
Yeah,
Just type in We Bear Bears pilot.
and it's great.
It is.
Where would you watch the rest of it?
I bought it.
Okay.
I'm sure you could find it from
I
less
bought
than
it and I'm
legal
letting it-
sources on the internet.
Okay, I bought it and I'm letting.
I'm just saying you could. I'm not recommending it or condoning it.
Well, I bought it and I let Alex watch it.
pretty much.
Is that legal? Are we allowed to say that?
I don't know.
You were talking
I
about
said
your
it.
Pokemon card
Mafia.
mafia.
Yeah, but like, look, that case is closed. They can't bring me back in court for that.
No, it's past the statute of limitations.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Like, that's
It's
fine.
apparently on Netflix.
Is this? Oh, is it?
I guess.
Okay, cool. All right, there you go. Watch it via completely legal means on Netflix. Netflix.
Amazon Prime has it.
Yeah.
No, I think you have to buy it, but it's on Amazon Video.
Oh, that's legit. That's
yeah,
legit.
you
They're
have to
probably
buy
not
it.
that expensive though.
I would imagine.
I don't remember. I
I
just
so
bought
low.
all the seasons. It's so good.
It is legit one of the best shows, modern cartoons that isn't an anime that I've seen. Like it is incredibly
Very
intelligent
wholesome.
and witty, so
Wholesome.
and wholesome, and you can't help but laugh at every episode. Like they their humor is always on point.
Oh, and Nom Nom.
Yeah, Nom Nom. Well, let's let him discover Nom Nom,
Okay.
What's Nom Nom?
a koala bear.
Okay. Wait a second. That's not a bear. But all right, that's my joke for the day. I'm done. I'll take my check out the door. Whatever. I don't know how this works.
We don't get paid for this.
I want my time back.
Impossible.
I want my money back.
You get paid in laughs.
You get paid
that's fair.
in food for the soul.
That's fair. That's legit. Oh my goodness.
And nerd stuff.
And learning about wheat bears.
That's legit.
Yeah.
No, that's definitely something I'll have to check out later tonight. No, not later tonight. I'm gonna crash immediately later tonight. That's something I'll check out tomorrow or something of that ilk. All right. I have a request.
Yes.
I want to talk about something that's near and dear to me. I want to talk about how bloody brilliant 2019 has been so far in terms of games released.
Please do.
I want to bring up 5 specific games that I think, at the very least in the gaming sphere that I'm a part of, like the fact that all of these were released at the same time is incredible. We have Kingdom Hearts 3. We have Etrian Odyssey Nexus. We have Devil May Cry 5. We have God Eater 3. And we have Shadows Die Twice. Sekiku? Seppuku?
You mean ritualistic self-sacrifice?
No, Sudoku? No. It's that last one is the new game from.
Isn't Sudoku
That's
that
a puzzle
puzzle
it's a
thing?
number game, yeah.
Seppuku is
Ritualistic self-sacrifice.
yes.
That last one, Shadows Die Twice. I can't remember the actual title. Shadows Die Twice is the subtitle, but it's the new game by From Software. And that's coming out March 22nd. So that one has a bit of a ways away.
Shadows Die Twice. Sekiro Shadows Die Twice.
Thank you. Sekiro Shadows Die Twice. But
it comes out in March 22nd.
Yep. But what we had is that we had Kingdom Hearts 3 and Devil May Cry both coming out January 27th. January 29th. Immediately after sorry to rain on your parade. January 29th. Immediately after February 5th, Etrian Odyssey Nexus.
Is that the one that's basically not really story based but really heavily on the dungeon crawl grind?
I'm gonna debate you on that first part, but
that's what I read.
That second part is absolutely true. And then February 8th is going to be God Eater 3. These 4
So you mean tomorrow?
Yeah, tomorrow. These 4 games have lined up 2019, and it has been such a joyride, starting the year so incredibly strong.
Okay. How is Kingdom Hearts 3? I haven't had a chance to look at it.
I beat it in 2 days.
Oh wow, that good, huh?
I'm not good. I did nothing but eat, sleep,
and
Kingdom Hearts.
So good. You're saying it's real good.
Oh my god, it's so good. It takes everything that has ever been established, Kingdom Hearts gameplay rise, ramps it up to 11, and deals with problems that have been occurring in the series for the longest time. First and foremost, magic while moving. It is the biggest thing that they added that completely revolutionizes how you play the game.
Sweet.
Because originally, if you wanted to cast magic,
you stood
cool,
there.
That's fine. But you stop all momentum. You cancel, you're done. You point your Keyblade, shoot your magic spell, then you can move. But if you're already moving when you cast your magic, especially from a quick slot, you continue to your momentum. Heck, you go faster slightly. You go slightly faster. You're gliding while you're casting magic. So that is a first plus. The fact that you can now integrate magic into combos while keeping momentum alive. Another big thing is that every Keyblade, this is something that hasn't been advertised anywhere, and I don't know why, because it's actually amazing. Every Keyblade is viable.
Every Keyblade. So they made them all. You choose the one that you like the best, and you go.
Yeah, and they're all viable
Sweet.
because of a really small thing that they added: Keyblade forging, which you can upgrade your Keyblade. So if your Kingdom Key is like 3 attack, 3 magic, and it's not nearly as strong as the Keyblade you get from like Pirates of the Caribbean, which is 7 attack and 8 magic, that's
you can
fine.
Upgrade them to that point.
Like pay the price, get the materials, upgrade that Keyblade. And
so do they all upgrade to the same height, or are there ones that will upgrade to be higher?
There will always be some that upgrade to a little bit higher, but everything they always have like a trade-off. Like the Kingdom Key will never quite reach the same strength as the Pirates of the Caribbean Key, which is my favorite. But that's fine because the Kingdom Key will always have stronger magic than the Pirates of the Caribbean Key when you upgrade it. It's more balanced.
The Kingdom Key has always been the balance.
It's always been like equal, equal.
I remember in Kingdom Hearts 2, you chose which stat you wanted it to be best at.
And you still do that in this game. But it's actually kind of cool because you don't sacrifice a stat.
Ah.
You just pick which one you want. And
that's great.
I don't know exactly how it works, but it has a lot to do with it also returns to like stat growth too, so depending on what you pick, you unlock different abilities at different times, but I think that's always been a thing.
Yep.
So it's Keyblade forging and magic while moving. These two things
make the gameplay a lot smoother, I imagine.
Oh, 100%. It's not just that either. There's a whole combination of things. Combos are a lot more fluid. You can cancel out of combos so much easier.
That'd be so much nicer.
If you need to if you see the enemy winding up for a big swing,
you just go nope.
No, you dash.
No.
You dash and you're done. You dodge and you keep going immediately after.
Duck, dodge, dip, dive, and dodge.
100%. It's amazing, and every world is giant. Like all these worlds that you can go to. Oh, sorry, I spaced out there.
How are the worlds really cool? Don't go into detail on them because spoilers.
Oh yeah, sorry, no.
Are the worlds like really well done?
They're really well done. There are almost no loading screens. Every world, unlike previous Kingdom Hearts worlds where you walk 10 feet and then loading screen to a different area, there's one loading screen usually max per every world. Otherwise,
just one?
Otherwise, it's totally interconnected.
That's so cool.
I don't think it's a spoiler. No, it's not a spoiler. So I'm just gonna say it straight up. In Twilight Town, you know how you'd have to go through like 3 different minor loading screens to get to the old mansion.
Yeah.
You don't anymore. It's all interconnected. From Station Square, you can get to the mansion without ever entering a loading screen. And that's
really nice.
And that's a really small example too. That's a super small example.
So it's on a more powerful system than it's ever been on.
Oh, absolutely.
So, in your opinion, was the wait worth it between Kingdom Hearts 2 and Kingdom Hearts 3? And I'm ignoring all those side story rehashes of the story. None of that. Was the wait worth it?
Oh, well, if you ignore the side stories, then no. But if you include the side stories, which you should because they are canon, they are main stories, then absolutely. Because we did have a lot of Kingdom Hearts content steadily flooding to tide us over, but it's nice to finally get this release of the floodgates that is Kingdom Hearts 3 that wraps everything up. And when I say everything, I mean everything.
So you think this will be the last game, or do they leave it open for more?
I'm pretty sure there was a tweet that went out by the series director that said this is the end of the Xehanort saga, which is to say we're not continuing with this villain, like we're done with that now.
But that means there could be...
But there's probably going to be more in the world of Kingdom Hearts, but it's going to have a completely different focus with a completely different antagonist probably.
Same protagonist, maybe?
Same protagonist. No, it's going to be
Sora still, but not...
Maybe it might be like... I would imagine maybe like... it's like 20, 30 years Sora's a Keyblade master and he passes on like his Keyblade to like the next protagonist.
To the next
yeah. Or like maybe you play as Roxas, or no, he's dead. Maybe you play as sorry.
Maybe you play as somebody who isn't dead.
I'm sorry. I want my baby boy back. that was me saying that I want my baby boy back. Maybe you play as like who could you?
Maybe Sora has an offspring at some point.
Oh, gross. I don't.
You never know.
Ew, conception, disgusting. Maybe they're. I don't know how they do it. I don't know how that madman is going to plan about doing it, but
they'll figure it out.
We're done with the Xehanort saga, but the door is still absolutely open to more Kingdom Hearts games. That's Kingdom Hearts 3.
Cool.
Am I rambling on for too long, or?
No, by all means. I mean, something that's been exciting me for the gaming world in 2019. They are wrapping up in Final Fantasy XIV, the online game. Phenomenal.
game?
Like, it's kind of the best MMO I've ever played.
The fishing game?
Final Fantasy 15.
The one where I was fishing.
14?
Yes. 14.
Yay!
Final Fantasy 14.
Every
online.
time I've ever seen him play that game, he's fishing.
That's because I already
So
beat the
now
story.
it is officially known as the fishing game.
It's
So
that you just made the worst case for the after game in Final Fantasy 14.
Okay,
You only
but
see me fishing all the time because I'm done with the game.
but like I'm not done with the game. Here's the
Oh,
thing.
that's even worse.
So there's the main storyline. There's
Yeah,
the MSQ,
yeah.
main story quest line.
Absolutely.
That being said, there's far more to it.
Yes. But so, yeah, what's
so
been happening?
In 2019, this summer, July 2nd, I believe, June or July 2nd, I can't remember which, they just recently released the date. There's a new expansion coming.
Okay.
And it's called Shadowbringers. And oh my god, it looks amazing. But because of that, what they're doing is they're wrapping up the current expansion, Stormblood, with the final patches. And the story has gotten crazy. They released the first one early January.
Mhm.
I think like the 7th or the 9th, something like that. And they introduced Blue Mage, which is crazy. Like, you all know Blue Mage is crazy.
Yeah.
But now it's in Final Fantasy Online. But the second half of the final patch of that final bit of Stormblood storyline is coming out in March. And I'm dying because they left on such a cliffhanger. So it's not like the story's never going to end so long as the game keeps going because they're going to keep adding story.
Yeah. And because they keep adding story, especially to this degree, it's probably not going to end because they're probably still going to keep getting funding.
No, it's a pay per month. You know, you pay $15 a month. So with that $15 a month, they're going to keep developing stuff, keep the servers running.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it's worth it. That being said, it's also got the job system. So your character can be at currently max level 70 in every job.
Fishing.
Including fishing.
You
But
can
be
fish in the
all
ocean,
tank
and then the
classes, all
sand, and then the lava, and then you can fish in the clouds.
Not in this one.
Oh.
Sand, though, you can go sand fishing.
DLC idea.
Fishing in the clouds.
He's talking about a game called Fantasy Life on the 3DS. It's adorable. It's a great game.
Let's see it happen. We're going up. We're going to the sky.
So technically, there is
We're
an
going
area.
fly fishing.
So you joke, but there's actually a place, a zone that is up in the clouds.
Terra Nimbus.
Oh, you better be able to fish there sooner or later.
I mean, yeah, there's ponds and stuff, so you can go fishing up there.
I mean, no, but like, you know, you
In
cast
Terra
your...
Nimbus?
So, without giving, there is one boss, which is a giant sky whale, which you actually go fishing for
Yay!
Oh, well, okay, there you go. All right.
with harpoons.
All right, we're
You don't,
satisfied.
you don't
Giant
fish.
dragon
Okay,
killing harpoons.
you don't
Call
fish
me
in
Ishmael.
ponds in the sky. You fish in the clouds.
Anyway,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
can be level 70 in every single class, including all the crafting classes. Basically, you can become level 70. If you put the time and effort in, you can be level 70 whatever. I don't know. I think they're going up to level 80 as the next cap. I could be wrong. It could be 75.
So are you gonna
But
do
they've been
that?
doing it by 10 every time. So I think
Okay.
it's going to be level 80.
Are you gonna be level 80 and everything?
No, because I'm not
Including
even level
fishing?
70. I'm not even level 1 and everything. 'cause
What
I'm-
level are you
fishing?
in fishing?
I don't know. That's not my main focus.
He's probably like level 70 because
Yeah,
he keeps
probably.
because he's always playing it.
Max level.
I'm not, though. I've had almost no time since I've been here.
I like to
The only
imagine
class I'm level 70 in is Dark Knight, and I love it. It's a great class.
I like to imagine that when Alex is like just has any amount of free time, he logs onto the game and then fishes. Oh, even though he's already max level.
You joke, but fishing is actually a really good way to make money.
There it is. It fulfills him. Fulfills him spiritually
Sure, I think
and
I'm like
monetarily.
I think I'm level 35 fishing, if you want to know.
I doubt that.
No, but like legit. But like legit, I think I'm only level 35
All
fishing.
right, all right.
Only level 35,
Out of 70, that's halfway.
but for fishing.
Right. Every class.
But for fishing, I thought we clarified that.
Right. But like every class goes to level 70, so
Okay.
there are storylines for each class too. So it's not like you're just mindlessly leveling. There are
Oh.
storylines with each class. Pretty much every single combat class starts off as something and then evolves into something else,
Okay.
which is
What do you mean?
So you start as gladiator and you get you evolve into a paladin. Dark Knight is just Dark Knight because it was a later edition class. Rogue, you get to become ninja. If you start as a thaumaturge, you become a black mage. If you start off as an arcanist, you become either a scholar, which is a healing class, or you become a summoner. So there's a bunch of different options. Now, red mage, samurai, dark knight, astrologian, those are classes that, and blue mage. You start out as them and they don't turn into something else, but they
Okay.
also were introduced later.
Yeah.
What I'm super excited about the next expansion is there's going to be a class which you can use gunblades.
Ooh,
Use
Squall.
what?
I think it might be the Gun Squall. I don't know the actual name of it,
What's a gunblade?
but it's going to be a tank class.
Oh, that's sick.
So you're using your gunblade to blow up your enemies so they pay attention to you.
Okay, that's nice.
Wait, what is a gunblade?
Imagine like a sword, but at the hilts there is a revolver that's kind of like in the middle of that sword, and so you can shoot bullets. Pew pew.
Magic, you can shoot magic out of it too.
Oh,
I mean,
magic too.
So it's like long range and like.
It's short range and less than short range.
Oh.
It's melee range and short range.
Imagine attaching like a shot-off shotgun to your big great sword.
Imagine
That's what you have.
It's like attaching a really, really big bayonet to your pistol.
I feel like that's one of those things where these two things are great together, are great separately. So if I put them together, it should be amazing, right?
It's been it's a staple of Final Fantasy that's been in there for a long time.
Ever
the
since
gunblade.
8, I think, because that's.
I think 8 is correct. Yeah.
Yeah, so
No,
Final
maybe even
Fantasy.
earlier.
I thought, but I
mean, yeah, 8 is where it kind of.
You know what I remember is that like Squall's gunblade in specific is the iconic gunblade.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And that was introduced in 8, so that's where I get that from.
So I know that as the Final Fantasy have gone on, they've become less fantasy and more like cyber
Final.
fantasy.
Does
Yeah.
anything happen?
Okay,
when
so funny story about the name. Final Fantasy was named as such because Squaresoft, which was Square Enix's name before it became Square Enix, they were out of money. This was their last game. If this game didn't sell, that was it. Well, this is the Final Fantasy. This is the last thing we're ever going to put out, guys. Let's do it. Sold amazingly.
So who's ready for Final Fantasy 16?
Yeah.
Does anything happen when you reach max level on everything?
You put a lot of time and effort into a game.
The game tells you to go outside. It's been years. Your family misses you.
There are actually games which tell you to go outside.
There is one game.
You joke, but
Oh no, absolutely. Like
There's one game that
we tells you to go outside.
There's
Yeah.
one game that my friends play where there's a lot of different like random dialogue that happens in the game, and
Yep.
if you get every single possible dialogue in the game, the achievement is like you have a problem or like something like that.
no.
Honestly, I would love for a game to like give you like a random thing, like please go outside. Your family misses you. If you spend like thousands of
Animal
hours
Crossing
in the game.
Animal
that.
Crossing
I
kind of
love
does
it.
that.
Yeah.
If you spend too long on Animal Crossing and you talk to a villager, they'll be like, "Hey, you haven't like saved in a while. Might be a good idea
Oh,
to like
yeah,
you
yeah.
must be tired."
Like the mole who
Fire
scolds
Emblem-
you for
Fire Emblem Warriors. Great game. If you go back to the home screen, it says, "Take breaks every so often so that you can go outside."
No, I love it when games do that.
They're like, "Hey, we're looking out for you." Like, yes, we're
Yeah.
great that you're playing. It's great that you're playing, but like, go the heck outside, dude.
Yeah, I want them to be more personal.
I
is
feel
all.
like Panda needs that.
Yes.
I just really want those messages to just start getting very personal. Is all.
It's totally possible.
No, absolutely. Especially with games.
Like when you input your name, like it should be like, "Okay, Kwawe, you should go outside.
It's time to step away.
It is time to step away, Kwawe." Because you'd have to like talk into it to record your voice.
When was the last time you went to the bathroom?
Oh, so I've always thought like whenever you have a main character, they usually don't that you design after yourself and whatever, make an avatar.
Yeah.
They usually don't talk because there's no way for them to make a voice. I think it'd be really cool if at a certain point you could record certain things like the catchphrases of the character, things like that, and recorded sound samples so that they could then synthesize your voice and make your voice the character's voice.
That's like a 2030 idea. Dude.
Maybe 2020,
No, you're right. I don't see that being a 2020 thing. I'd be that
2025.
Yeah, I can 2025, 2030 cuz I keep forgetting that technology evolves on a J curve. It's very quick.
Yeah, it's on an exponential track.
Oh yeah. So like but I don't know, like taking your voice and then being able to then synthesize in like dialogue or whatever you need from it, that's crazy. That's a lot of work.
I've
Yeah.
heard people say like they want to have like sensors that hook up to your body so you can feel what it's like to be in the game.
Uh-uh,
I'm like,
I'm
but
not
what if
doing
you
no
get
SAO
what if you
stuff.
get shot?
I'm
Those-
sorry. Like
Those exist.
SAO.
Wait, really?
As much as I think the anime is perfectly mediocre, like it's okay.
Watch the new season.
Is it good?
It is actually amazing.
Is it actually good?
It's legitimately amazing, and it's not amazing in that way.
Is Kirito still a garbage character?
He's a little bit better because they push him to a different role. I'll explain in a sec.
Oh, okay.
It's not amazing in the way where like it's not amazing in the way where 20 volts of like electric shocks are amazing after being experienced to 50 for like a week. It's not Stockholm Syndrome amazing. It's actually amazing. It's
Okay.
actually great. But that's,
Man, this I was getting shot like 25 times. I'm only getting shot like 5, and I feel a lot better.
Oh, it's not that. It's like you got shot 25 times, and now it's like you're not getting shot anymore. It's like,
Oh, okay.
They come up to you with a nice parfait and say, "Hey, we're sorry." That's
We're
what
sorry
the new,
we made you suffer through all that
That's
garbage.
what the new season feels like. But to answer your question specifically, that exists actually. They make vests. Specific
haptic feedback.
There we go. Specifically for like first-person shooters, where if you
Why?
get shit in a certain, if
It
you get
shocks
hit,
you or
hit in a certain
vibrates.
part, I don't know exactly how it works.
I don't think
it's
it
not,
actually physically harms you.
It's
but
not
Oh.
shock. It's not vibrate. It punches you.
Why?
Like very
lightly.
lightly.
It just makes you feel like you've been hit.
It makes you feel, it's to simulate the feel of getting hit by a bullet while you have Kevlar on, I think, which
Oh.
like stops the penetration, but you still feel that.
But that would
force
still
hitting you.
hurt.
Yes, it would.
Well,
Why
yeah,
would
no,
you
and
want
they totally don't.
that? I guess it's more incentive
Because
to
some
not
people
get
are
hit.
crazy. It's the same reason people buy a Call of Duty game every year.
No, I don't think it's crazy. I think to that
No,
extent.
no, I think that the haptic feedback's really cool.
No, I
think
absolutely
that
think
buying
that's
a
cool.
Call of Duty game, which is the same game as last year's, just with a different name, is crazy.
Oh no, that is crazy. But we've all gone into that debate at one point in our
Oh
lives.
yeah, no.
What debate?
Call of
Just
Duty is
how Call of
garbage,
Duty is
and I will
crazy.
say that.
I've
over
never
and over.
played it.
Not missing much.
No, you're really not.
But
There are way better first-person shooters out there.
But
That's
like-
all I'm
Oh,
saying.
Yeah,
I
but-
want to play Red Dead Redemption 2.
that's a good one.
I've heard that it's
I
really
can't
good, but
play
their
it, though.
online is just.
No, the online's awful, but the actual, like the actual game itself, what you're mostly paying for is a great.
I don't have a
fantastic
system to
game.
play it.
No
Yeah, we don't have an Xbox or
No
or
PC,
anything.
no PlayStation 4.
It's on the PC, right?
It is. I think it
Wait,
should be.
is it?
I think it is. I'm pretty sure it is.
I thought it was.
I'm pretty.
I could look it up.
Yeah, someone look it up.
Yay!
We'll figure out. We don't want to spread misinformation on this.
PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. That's it.
Not PC.
Not PC.
Oh, color me surprised.
Maybe they'll release it for PC later, but
I really, really want to play it, but I don't have an Xbox or a PlayStation.
If it makes you feel any better, it's a really good game.
Thank you.
You see,
make her feel better.
you see this? This
Thank
is me
you.
like this is me hanging a cake in front of your face and being like, "This cake tastes really good. Too bad that you can't eat it."
The cake a lie though? Kwawe?
No. But like it's a good game. I have not personally experienced it all the way through, but I have a friend and he let me play it from time to time. And the bits and pieces I played, it plays great.
I mainly just want my own horse.
Yeah,
Well, you can get that in
you
Breath
can
of the
get that.
Wild. You can get like 7.
Yeah,
of
but
them.
I can't find my Switch. It's
You
back
can-
home.
That's fair.
You can get that in a we live in Vermont.
Yeah.
Like literally,
Just-
if you're willing to hop a
There's
fence,
a horse farm like.
No, but I don't
Not-
want. I don't want a real horse. I want a virtual horse.
I mean, that's fair. Real horses poop, and you have to clean them up.
All right.
Also, I don't have space for one.
All right,
That's
here's
true.
the plan.
Although
You
I
g-
don't have a roommate, so
All right, here's the plan. You go to a horse farm. You pick out the best looking horse. You can tell which one's the best looking horse because it has a blanket over its body and face at night. It's really disturbing. But so you find the
Yeah.
best looking horse, you steal it, and then you leave a note that says, "If you want your horse back, buy me PlayStation 4 and Red Dead Redemption." They will buy it for you because there is no PlayStation 4 nor copy of Red Dead that could cost more
Than a horse?
than the profit they gain from that horse.
how much is a horse worth?
Oh my God,
Lots.
It costs so much money, but not only that, horse racing gets you a lot of money
If you own the horse.
if you own the horse.
If
I
you
feel like
don't,
there's
then you're
not
just losing money
as-
all the time.
Oh, absolutely.
Not as many horses in Hawaii as here.
I swear there's like beach walking horses.
No,
No.
beach walking horses.
What about like giant seahorses? Like horses.
I've
with
only seen
mermaid tails?
seahorses in the aquarium, and they're like this big.
Yeah, no,
Yeah, seahorses are tiny,
Seahorses
but,
are
like-
very tiny.
They have baby seahorses in the aquarium, and it's so cute.
Yeah, baby seahorses are adorable. They're like the size of my pinky nail.
I like them. I think they're
Seahorses are
cute.
cool. You can actually get home aquariums with seahorses in them,
Yeah.
but they have to be specially designed
Really?
for seahorses only.
Why is that?
Because of the way they live and float, they have to have stuff to
Seahorses are
grab
very
on.
fragile.
Yeah, and they're also very fragile. It's just like you can have jellyfish in your home aquarium, but it has to be a jellyfish only one.
Oh yeah, the jellyfish tank is really cool. They have blue light underneath it, so it illuminates the jellyfish.
Oh, that's
They
really
also
cool.
have one that looks like a lava lamp with jellyfish, where the jellyfish are constantly in a stream of slowly moving water, so it goes
Yeah.
around and around, and they have like different colored lights that go on and make it look like a lava lamp. Because if you shine light through a jellyfish, it looks like lava in a lava lamp.
All right, I
Yeah.
need to look that up because that's actually really
Oh, I have
funny.
a picture.
And there are also shark tanks, which, unlike the TV show, are aquariums which are built for sharks, but they have no corners because sharks, if they hit into stuff, will damage their sensors in their
We
nose.
Unlike the
have
TV show,
a
they're
shark-
not filled with angry businessmen.
No, and terrible ideas. Okay, I watched an episode when I was on vacation on the break, and like it was this little, boogie boards that you use to go body surfing.
Yes.
And you know how they have those sandboards which you throw in like the little bit of surf and you skate along the sand.
Absolutely.
It was a combination of that goes on your hand. So it was like, the size of your hand. And then you body surfed with that because
That's dumb.
that's how it works.
That's not
that
how
doesn't
it
and they
works.
funded it.
I've
Oh, they
done
did?
both. That's not how it works.
I was like, what the crap? That's a terrible idea.
nobody.
So it's like a life
nobody from
vest for
Hawaii
your
would buy
hand?
that.
It was a body surfing thing that helps you catch the wave better or something.
So wait, do you wear it on your hand?
Yeah, you
and
put it on
then-
your hand and you surf like this with your hand full out and you're like,
Okay,
Here's what
don't
would happen.
don't make
Here's
it.
what
Don't
would
do a
happen.
visual explanation. The people.
you hold your arm out with it attached to the bottom of your palm, so like it's on your palm, and it's like when you play with cars as a kid, you run them around like when you're driving.
Yes.
But like it's dragging you along with the wave or something.
There
like
you
that.
go.
Here's what would
better.
happen if
Theater
you-
of the mind.
Here's what would happen if you were in Hawaii and you did that. Everyone would either look at you and say, "Oh, that's a tourist," or look at you and say, "Oh my gosh, what is that person doing?"
Yeah.
So do you
'Cause,
use
in
it?
Hawaii, you can actually surf.
Do you use it in conjunction with your surfboard
No,
or not?
you
No.
use it only with your body. So like it's a body surfing tool.
Okay, yeah, no, that's
Which
that's,
the
that
point of
seems
body
dumb.
surfing is to not have things. But I digress. That was a terrible tangent. But yes,
I
you
was
can
gonna
have
say-
specific shark-based aquariums which are completely round.
We don't
So that the
have
sharks don't hurt
we don't
themselves.
have a shark tank. We have one shark, which is a zebra shark, and
Yeah.
that's it.
Okay. Does
It's
it bump
in a
into
it's in
stuff?
a tank with like a bunch of other like big fish, like huge fish, like bigger than the shark.
Yeah. It's cool. I do like aquariums. I just don't want one because they're really, really hard to maintain.
Yeah,
Especially saltwater.
I'd rather just go to the aquarium.
Yeah, if I want to see fish, I'll go to the aquarium.
Also, they have a monk seal.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Cool.
I feel so out of the loop with this conversation, guys. I
Wait,
honestly have no
why?
idea.
We're
I
just
don't.
talking about fish and aquariums.
I know I don't even know what to contribute though. I'm like I signed up
Have
for
you been
talk.
to an aquarium before?
I signed up for talking nerdy, not talking wet. I don't know what this
to be
is.
fair, we made it an hour and 40 minutes before we went completely off the rails. So I'm proud of us.
Dis-
Yeah, that's the
am
longest
proud
we've
of
ever
us.
gone.
I aggressively disagree with that. I feel like we've gone off the rails a couple times
Yeah, but
now.
we were always on nerdy topics the whole time, including the Black Oak Mafia. I'm just saying, Pokemon cards, shake 'em up. That's
No,
amazing.
it's
That's the best story I've heard in a long time.
It's shake 'em down. That's the terminology. You don't shake 'em up, you shake 'em down.
If you shake 'em up, then the things fall to the ground.
No, but you shake 'em down because then you're at a higher position
Clearly,
and it scares
clearly,
them.
Alex hasn't done this before.
Clearly.
You're right. I don't go around terrorizing middle schoolers for Pokemon.
Alex, your civilian is showing.
But like, I'm just thinking the tree. You shake the tree and
You're not. The tree.
You're
does
not shaking it up.
The tree does not grow Pokemon cards. That would
but
be
the
cool
tree,
though.
some
That'd be
trees
really cool.
contribute to Pokemon cards that are made of cardboard. Think about it. I'm not wrong.
I mean, yes, but you're not. That's off topic.
You're not.
Welcome to Talking Nerdy, where we talk about tangents.
Okay. I would love to be on a talk show that talks about like the science of tangents in terms of what happens neurologically.
I bet you it'd be incredibly interesting and totally off topic every single time.
I showed him your description for the episode.
Oh, well, now you got to read it out loud if you're going to mention it.
They can read it.
Happy Nerdsday, everyone. Come listen to these.
Well, not the whole thing.
I just showed him
the part about the
tangents.
just the part about tangents.
And
tangents are fine, and you should accept that because nerd stuff.
I should have read the fine print before I signed the contract, I guess.
It's literally in the fine print. But actually, it's in the fine print. You're the one who started off with talking marketing, so.
Yes,
It was Pokemon.
It was Pokemon marketing.
Yeah.
We were talking
That's
nerdy marketing.
I agree. So about
And
that
Mafia.
nerdy marketing.
I
Nerdy
agree.
Mafia.
Nerdy Mafia.
We should form a nerdy mafia.
That should be the title of this episode.
It's too late.
It's
I
too
already
late
named
now.
No.
it. Sorry.
Make the next episode Nerdy Mafia, but I won't be here to talk about mafia stories. So y'all have to
You don't know that.
Y'all have to make up your own mafia. So I don't know, man.
You
Who knows? Who knows? I'm not. Yeah, no, I won't close the door on myself just yet, but we'll see. We'll see.
well, you know you're welcome here anytime.
I know.
Kwawe.
No spoilers. No spoilers.
I don't think that's a spoiler. That's a genuine statement.
Jeez. All right. So, like last 17 minutes ish. Does anyone have something that's happened in recent nerd culture, pop culture, whatever happens to be, that has them excited, jubilated, anything the like, anything you want to share with the audience in specific?
I mean, I think I've covered pretty much everything I wanted to cover on that.
I'm just waiting
Still
for the
excited
new
about that
Minecraft.
Bulbasaur pop that I'm totally going to order as soon as I get, as soon as
Oh,
it becomes
yeah.
available.
No,
Bulbasaur.
that's gonna be really fun.
It's going to be so cool. I love Bulbasaur.
Oh, I caught a shiny Spoink today.
Oh, from the event in Pokemon Go?
Yeah.
That's right. Pokemon Go had some really cool announcements go out.
Oh,
Yeah.
let's hear it. Let's hear them.
They're I don't know, I'm not playing Pokemon Go, but I still follow them on Twitter and stuff. Basically there's a Lunar New Year event. It's the year of the boar.
Yes.
So
Yay.
Spoink got a shiny form and Stephanie just caught one of those.
Nice.
I evolved it.
Cool. It's now a Grumpig. There
Check
are more
your facts.
There are more Sinnoh Pokemon introduced.
Nice.
I
That's
believe
what we
they introduced
needed.
more evolutions. So Gallade, who else got Tangrowth?
Nice.
Maybe a bunch of the later, the Cantonian evolutions.
That's what we needed. More Sinnoh Pokemon.
Yeah, I love Sinnoh. 4th generation is my favorite.
It's amazing.
Yep.
Um.
Then there's now Shiny Meltan.
What's a Meltan again?
Meltan
It's a
was
glitch.
It started out probably as a glitch. We don't know, but it's
It's a
exclusive-
glitch that turned into something.
Yeah, basically it started out with a bunch of cryptic things, like you would catch a Ditto or something, and it would actually turn into.
No, you would catch a Meltan and it would be a Ditto.
Oh right, you could catch a. It looked like.
Yeah. So
basically it's a
my
silver
first thing-
body with a hex nut and a small eye.
it's
adorable, actually.
Yeah,
Is
it's
it
pretty cute.
Is it
but
an
my-
actual Pokemon? 'Cause
Yes,
It
and
is
so
now.
What they did
I've
was
never heard of this.
they it's a Pokemon Let's Go. If you
Insert
connect
image
Pokemon Go-
here.
Yeah, I'm not going to do that. I'm not.
I-
If you
look-
get
look it
Pokemon
up.
Let's Go for the Switch and you connect your Pokemon Go app to it,
Yeah.
you get mystery boxes.
Okay.
And every, I think, day or a couple days or whatever you connect it, you get a box and you open it and inside is a Meltan. If you get enough of them, you can get a Melmetal, which is its evolved form.
Yeah, but you need like 400 candy.
Yeah, you need 400 candy.
That's a lot of candy.
That's a lot of candy. But now there's Shiny Meltan, which you can get a chance of getting from the boxes. However, that being said, there are reports that you are unable to transfer Shiny Meltans into Pokemon Go right now because of a glitch.
okay.
So what started out as a glitch is,
Causing more glitches.
yeah.
But
So-
my first encounter with Meltan was I was in my dorm and I saw it and I thought it was an unknown because nobody knew what it was at that time.
It
So
could have been unknown, yeah.
I went down the hill and I clicked on it. I was so excited. I was like, "Oh my gosh, I have no idea what this is." And then I caught it and then I turned it into a Ditto.
And you just get disappointed because, like,
Once
yeah.
you have a Ditto,
Ditto
You
in
don't really
Pokemon
need
Go
another
is
one.
kind of pointless.
it is.
In Pokemon, like the main series games, they're wonderful. They're incredibly useful.
They're one of the most versatile Pokemon around.
I mean, mostly for breeding. You can basically
Oh,
purpose
well,
breed any nature
guess.
onto a Pokemon.
Yeah.
And breed with certain Pokemon that you can't know. Like the only way to get a Fione is to breed a Manaphy with a Ditto, and then you get Fione.
Yeah.
Which is cool.
I think it's pretty cool.
So I mean, yeah, it's incredible that Ditto, and it's a wonderful resource for breeders, people who want type Pokemon and for IVs and whatever. If you can go into the nitty gritty with that.
Yeah, when you take the fun out of Pokemon.
Yeah, pretty much.
I don't do that.
When you take
Alex does.
Sometimes.
You're a dirty min-maxer?
No.
Gross.
No, I only do I don't do it with everything. I do it like with ones I really want. Like I want a perfect Torterra. It's my favorite Pokemon. So I want a perfect set of Torterra just because this will be the best Torterra that'll ever be there is no better Torterra than this. And I want, other certain perfect Pokemon, but other than that, I'm like nonplussed about it. Like, sure, I'll do it if I have the opportunity. Like, if I get a 5 max IV Pokemon from a Wonder Trade, because that happens a lot because they're the leftovers from somebody who's actually doing it for realsies.
Yeah.
I'll be like, all right, I'll find the one IV that it's missing and then try to get it because the work's already been done for me.
Yeah.
I think
it's a gift horse. You don't look it in the mouth.
You're playing God's role, my man. I'm not sure if you have a
No,
right.
just RNGesus.
You're stepping on holy territory.
It's basically heavy praying to RNGesus.
You're
the best Pokemon I ever got from a Wonder Trade was I got a what's the first form of Mudsdale?
Mudbray.
I got a shiny Mudbray with the perfect nature and maxed out attack.
Wow. And they traded that.
Yeah.
Huh.
I felt bad because I put in like a trash Pokemon, like a Caterpie or something.
Oh.
Makes you wonder what they were looking for if they threw away something like that.
Well, Wonder Trade is literally you trade something for something.
Yeah.
Well,
No,
to be fair,
works.
I always start out with a Pokemon that I think somebody else would like.
Yeah,
And then I just trade the garbage that I get from other people.
Yeah, it's kind of you start with something that's good and then you go until you get something you want.
Yeah.
That's how I operate. Like I've already put out like when I do breeding for like seriousness, I'll put out like 4 or 5 max IV ones.
Yeah.
And then that's somebody getting something that's actually really good. If you don't care too hard, like yeah. And I go until I get something like, oh, I really don't have one of these. I would kind of like that. Or, oh, it's adorable. How could I ever trade this away? Stuff like that.
I've never actually used Wonder Trade. I've played the games that were applicable with it, but
You mean everything from 6th generation onward?
I don't have Wi-Fi at my house.
Yeah. That makes it hard to Wonder Trade.
It does. So
Yeah.
I never really used it. I was never too keen on
I
going
hooked
down.
it up to my phone's Wi-Fi.
That's smart. I was never too keen on going down to the nearest Panera Bread and then being having to use their
Being that
Wi-Fi.
guy.
Yeah, no, being that guy.
Well, no, you could go to a Starbucks and just do that because that's what Starbucks is for, right? You just go and use their Wi-Fi.
I agree. I cannot go into Starbucks as principal.
No, I agree.
Like
I cannot either.
I start melting the second I step foot in there.
Wait, why?
And it burns to hold the doors.
Because it's kind of awful.
On principle, I just don't like supporting them. There's a massive laundry list of reasons, a lot of them legit. Let me tell you the unlegit ones, though.
Yes, because those are the ones we care about.
Yeah, because those are the ones that are short and simple. I'm just not a fan of the atmosphere. Plus, they always get my name wrong. And that kind of hurts, especially when I tell them my name like 3 times. Like it's Kwawe, so Kwawe, Kwame, Kwawe. Oh, Kwawe. And it's like a slightly bit closer. It's like okay, whatever. And then they write it, but then someone else has to like call my name, and so they're like. Quick way? And I'm just saying there like
You're like, dude, that's not even close.
like I'm saying like no what? And then I go over and I'm like how did you spell it? And there's like a Q, 2 I's, like someone made a put an E at the end. It's like it's silent E, right? No. Or no, like I don't know. Someone put an I at the end. It's like no, there's no I. It's so I don't like it for that reason. I don't like the people who go in there. I don't like judging people when I first see them, like on first glances, but I'm human. It's part of nature.
Yeah.
We are actually built to judge. That's kind of what our brains do.
Oh, no, absolutely. It helps us survive for so long, but also to that extent, it makes us a bit petty. I'm a little bit of a petty person, so I won't lie. 90% of the time when I walk into a Starbucks, when I look around, the first thing...
like, yeah, I'm better than these people.
The first thing I think to myself is like, I hate all of you. And it's completely unfounded, but
no, to be fair, they're in a Starbucks.
No, right, they're in a Star. So
Like, I agree. I actually don't like Starbucks at all.
Well, I don't like coffee, so when I
That's
when
another
I go
big
to
factor.
Starbucks with my friends, they all kind of like make fun of me because I get milk. Like I get like a cup of milk.
yeah.
That's a fair order.
Yeah, because I don't like coffee.
Their coffee, from what I understand, is actually garbage.
Oh, well, I don't like coffee anyway.
I
And
don't drink coffee either.
I
so.
can understand where you're coming from with your name because I have a lot of friends that have Hawaiian names,
Yeah.
and they get butchered.
Oh yeah. No.
You would think that on Hawaii, though, they wouldn't butcher them.
Yeah, you would think that.
You'd think that the people,
You know.
like, you think that the
And
people
I have
hired
two
at
friend-
Starbucks
I have-
aren't like. I'm not gonna say.
And I
you
have-
just-
and people
understand.
like
I
get
went through 20 different comments in my head, and all of them were not appropriate for radio.
and people get their
you think
names
they
mixed
could get
up.
it
Like
right.
I have
There
a
you go.
friend named Keala and a friend named Kuahea, and people get their names mixed up
So nice
because they're both
names.
Hawaiian and they start with K.
Yeah.
I mean, they're wonderful names.
Mhm.
But again, if you at least make an effort to
Yeah.
get it right.
But so to that extent, that's why I do not want to go into a Starbucks to Wonder Trade, so I never actually used it. But I like the system. I like the idea of being able
It
to.
was a great idea.
No,
and
absolutely.
I'm happy they're keeping it.
No, absolutely. I like there's something kind of cool about like throwing your lot into the lottery and seeing if you win something, seeing if you lose.
And you can trade with people all over the world. Like, it connects you with somebody in some place.
And that's the next biggest thing I like about it, actually. Pokemon, which is a very humanistic game because they encourage elements of communication and connection amongst people of your friends
Oh, yeah.
or just anyone.
All of their commercials are like, go connect with your friends.
Yeah.
Go do this with your friends.
No,
Go,
there's
yeah.
such a massive emphasis, and so I feel like Wonder Trade is kind of this
Go meet strangers. It's great.
it's kind of this peak, this culmination of what they stand for, and I like
Yeah.
it as an idea and as a symbol.
It's like the Festival Plaza in Sun and Moon.
Yeah, yeah.
They tried very hard to get people
I liked
to
it.
interact
I liked-
at least in a small amount way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
So I think I like that.
I used
that was
I
nice.
used to hate Wonder Trade
Why?
because well, I didn't have any friends that played Pokemon, so I would see all these things like, oh, Wonder Trade is so awesome. I'm like, I can't do that.
Yeah, Wonder Trade you can do. Wonder trading is totally random.
Oh, and also I didn't have Wi-Fi.
Well, that's more.
that's the
Well,
biggest
it was
thing that's
more
gonna stop
like
you,
it was
yeah.
more like I was little and I didn't understand how Wi-Fi worked, so I didn't know how to hook it up to my DS,
No, that's very legit.
Yeah.
That's very fair.
and I couldn't do any trading
Well, Wonder
except
Trade
with
only came
myself.
around in 6th gen.
Yeah. What was they had a version, no, not a version of Wonder Trade, but they had another thing that was very like communication based in Pokemon Black and White, where they had, I think it was Black and White 2, or was it X and Y? It was one of those where they had like everyone owned a street and they could put like shops on it. Do y'all remember that?
Yes, I like that.
That was Black 2, White 2, I believe.
That was Black 2, White 2?
Yeah.
That was one
Or was
of
that
my
also Black and White? I think it was both.
It might have been both.
I don't
Either way,
remember.
that was one of my favorite parts about that game, just because of the fact that
That you could do whatever. I
there,
mean,
you could do
Yeah.
whatever. But I don't know if this is true, but I got in my mind that people would be seeing this street, like people could visit other people's streets.
I think
Is
you
that?
could.
I thought you could too. I had it in
Wait,
my.
you could?
If that's wrong, then I'm wrong. But in my mind, that's how I conceived it. So the best part about customizing those streets and trying to make them really good was just the idea that like
Somebody else is seeing this.
someone down the road or like someone in life is walking down my street and being like, oh, this is neat.
It's like the Animal Crossing game on the 3DS. You design your house, and people go and see your house.
No,
Am I wrong? Or is,
Oh no, you're right.
I would.
You
and
can
then,
visit. You can visit other people's towns.
yeah.
Yeah, you can also visit other people. There was that whole park where you could go visit other people's houses that you
Yeah.
street passed with.
And also in Pokemon, didn't they have that the cave thing?
Oh, secret bases! I
Yeah.
loved secret bases.
Oh, those were great.
I
And-
didn't. I didn't make one.
Ruby and Sapphire, you could do it. Diamond
play-
and Pearl and Platinum, you could also do it. It was underground though. It was part
Yeah.
of the underground, which
I
was
think
awesome.
the
It was.
first game that I played was Diamond.
Ooh, I love Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum. They're my favorite generation.
I like Platinum.
Diamond's one of the best generations.
Yeah.
Well, I'm
but
glad I played. I'm glad
It
that
is
was my
literally
first one.
The Diamond generation.
But
Oh.
it ain't the golden age. My bad.
I like Gold and Silver quite a lot, but I do like Diamond, Pearl, Platinum way better.
I think that Heart Gold and Soul Silver are actually I think that game is
Again,
where it's at.
Part of Generation 4.
Yep, I think
Best
like
generation.
absolutely. I think Heart Gold, Soul Silver, that's like for me
Those
that's
were amazing.
one of the peaks of Pokemon.
I
in
wish they
terms
would
of the
bring back
games.
walking Pokemon again.
I
I'm
wish they
just
would
saying.
too. You know what I want? I want them to like remake Diamond and Pearl. I want them to
I
make
do
it
too.
grander, better than because at that point I might
Dude,
be.
they should just do it on the Switch. They have the infrastructure in place now with Pokemon Let's Go. They've got it there.
Oh, they do.
Let's do it.
They've had it there with
Oh yeah, no, it's
like
totally there.
with all the 3DS games like that. You could just port the stuff probably.
No,
over.
I'm waiting, Pokemon. not that they're watching, but I'm waiting. I'm waiting for my remakes of Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum. At least Diamond and Pearl. Like
No,
at
at
least.
the very least, Diamond
What
and
would
Pearl.
they be called?
Pokemon.
Adamant Diamond and Lustrous Pearl. Clearly.
Oh, okay.
Because the
Clearly.
Adamant Orb and the Lustrous Orb.
I was gonna say Shiny Diamond and Shiny Pearl.
But no, the Adamant Orb is for Dialga and the
No,
Lustrous
no, yours makes sense. But also, I think it'd be funny if they came out with Pokemon Shiny Diamond.
No, that Shiny Platinum, obviously.
Okay, Shiny. I just think. I just think that'd be really fun. I just think that'd be a really funny name.
And Silky Pearl.
Silky.
Silky.
All right.
Reflective Platinum.
All right. It's unfortunately that time of night.
No, whoopsies.
So, final nerdy thoughts. Stephanie.
Nope.
Kwawe.
I want there to be a Pokemon Shiny Diamond.
Fair enough. Thank you all so much for listening, watching, whatever media form you are currently enjoying us in. Thank you for doing that. We loved having you with us tonight, and we hope you join us next time here on Talking Nerdy.
Have a good
You
night.
know, the Nerdy Talk Show where we just talked nerdy to you.
Have a good night, ladies and jets.
Bye-bye.